that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
Here on NCN, we have the head coach of the red team, Johnny Ostermeyer. Now, Coach Ostermeyer, how's your team feeling going into this game right now?
I'm just a little nervous, but they're loose. They're loose. They're ready to play. These kids have played a ton of games in their life, so it's just one more game with a little bit different brotherhood. Since it's not guys they've been with for 4 years, it's guys they just met about 4 days ago. So very loose and having fun.
Yeah, and so tell me a little bit about how that brotherhood has kind of come together.
Yeah, I think it's really great to see you guys come together. The first launch, it was a little quiet, nobody really was standing out. But by the second day of launch, they were hollering, using crap, rapping each other. So, all the good fun to do with the guys.
And now, Coach, we know this is an all-star game. We've got all-stars on both sides of the ball. What side of the ball do you think is going to be making the most plays for the team today?
Well, I really think our defense is going to be able to lock down. If our defense locks down, I'm sure our offense can score. Sometimes the offense in these things takes a little bit to get going, just because it's just a little bit new, a little bit different. Usually defense is a little bit easier to get going right away, so you get defense going right away. So, I think our defense is going to definitely show up at the beginning and really help our offense get going.
Well, best of luck today here, Coach, and thank you so much. Stick around here on News Channel Nebraska. You're watching All-Star Football. Coach,
General Contracting, from agricultural storage buildings to commercial office buildings, retail warehouses to concrete contracting. The AGI Sentinel buildings help safeguard crops and valuable assets, and Ashoff's professional builders handle the job from the design through the completion of the build. For a free estimate, contact Dylan Price, Scott Pullman, or Brandon Ruge. Call 402-748-3551 today. Visit AshoffConstruction.com for more information. When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
The roster is getting introduced here at Veterans Memorial Field for the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Let's take a look at the rosters brought to you by Medica. With the Medica Health Plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. We do have offensive starters for the North team, or for the red team. I'll run those down while you see them there. You'll have Gage Hedstrom from St. Mary's at quarterback, one of the best 8-man football players ever in the state of Nebraska. His teammate Lane Bybee will be the starting tight end. You'll see Crofton's Jace Panning and Hartington-Newcastle's Mason Krause at wide receiver. The running back will be Brock Janito of Bloomfield, the fullback Grady Welke of O'Neill, and along the line you'll have Wausau Osmond's Tate Stolpe at center. The guards will be Cedar Catholic's Sam Weebelhaus and Tyson Sanger, and the tackles will be Cedar Catholic's Jared Reuter and Pierce's Boston Krieger. A lot of 8-man starters on that red team roster. Head coached by Johnny Ostermeyer. You heard him, coach of Crofton, took them to the state championship game in Class D1. As for the white team, there you see their roster. Their starters will feature Tanner Wagner from Norfolk at running back. Their starting quarterback, a good one, Peyton Penrose from West Point Beamer, will be the starting quarterback. The running backs, as I mentioned, Tanner Wagner of Norfolk, Miles Nielsen of West Point Beamer. Your receivers will be Cash Hanish of North Bend Central, Jarrett Werner of Elkhorn Valley, your tight end. No surprise, Corbin Werner from Elkhorn Valley, one of the best in the state. And along the offensive line, you'll have Nathan Tomchak from Howells Dodge, Carson Tomaszak from Stanton, Tatum Anderson from Norfolk, Corbin Anthony of Wisner-Pilger, and Lucas Engel of Bancroft Rosalie. Those are your rosters. Opening kickoff coming up next. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska Channel Nebraska.
Behind every switch you flip, innovation is at work. NPPD is using advanced technology to generate and deliver the reliable energy you've come to expect, like AI-driven platforms to optimize energy generation, drones for infrastructure inspection, advanced metering for faster outage detection, and helping advance carbon capture and sequestration technologies. It's not just electricity we are delivering, it's innovation, powering the state, empowering your life. Nebraska Public Power District.
Superior healthcare never settles. It constantly expands access. It finds ways to do even more for more people. At Faith Health, formerly Faith Regional, our newly refined brand represents decades of commitment, advanced care, and forward progress. Our name and brand have changed to reflect who we are today and where we're going. But what hasn't changed is everything that makes us Faith. Our people, our mission, our excellence, our local heart. Rooted in faith and driven by innovation, Faith Health offers comprehensive medical services that transform lives and strengthen our communities. Faith Health. Higher standard, higher calling. Visit faith.health today to learn more or to schedule an appointment.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
NCN Sports is brought to you by The Carpet Shop in Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska.
Every business creates a ripple. Jobs created, families supported, local stores that thrive, and communities that grow stronger. At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we know a business account is more than numbers. It's the fuel behind the people who make our towns thrive. When you bank locally, your money builds more than businesses. It builds community. Elkhorn Valley Bank. There is a difference.
20 kids, 1 SUV, and 1 mission. Snacks. Speedy Mart is where the snack squad rolls deep. Whether it's before the first pitch or after the final out, we've got drinks, treats, and all the fuel to keep your team going strong. Speedy Mart convenience stores. Quick, convenient, and always ready when the team rolls in. Speedy Mart. Snack strong, play strong.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
At TC Amish Home, we want to help you live better, longer, with a complete selection of health-focused power chairs from Ultra Comfort. Ultra Comfort features zero-gravity positioning, giving you that weightless feeling and increasing your circulation. Elevate your feet, release tension, reduce swelling, and maximize blood flow. They are fully programmable to your customized settings. With the softest, easy-to-clean fabrics, the entire family is able to enjoy the benefits of your new Ultra Comfort power chair. Live better, longer with Ultra Comfort at TC Amish Home in Norfolk.
The postgame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
Back at Memorial Field in Norfolk, getting set for the start of the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic alongside Lou Siefker, Tyler Murphy on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. 84 degrees and breezy as we get set to kick this one off. Lou, how many regular season games do you think we're going to do that will be hotter than the game that we're going to have here tonight? This is about as nice as this game has been weather-wise in quite some time.
Well, all I know is I'm storing up what it feels like right now for November. When we're freezing to death.
Exactly. Yeah. Beautiful day for some football, a bit breezy. We'll see how that affects things. We're just about set to get down for the
commemorative coin toss, figure out who's going to be starting with the ball. The coin will be tossed by our Lifetime Achievement Award winner this year, Ron Bush, who has made his mark certainly a long time. Started coaching back in 1957. He retired back in 2004. He coached at Oakland and Oakdale, Spencer, to Herman, Fullerton, Pender, Plainview, Creighton, coached track, baseball, basketball, spent a lot of time in Pender where he coached his son, Bill Bush, who himself was a football coach for 35 years as well. So Ron Bush here with us today. He's going to be the guy flipping the coin.
I don't think Ron did a lot of sitting around the way it sounded. I mean, he's a busy fella.
Started coaching in 1957. Yeah. Here it is in 2026.
That's a day or two ago. Yeah, that's a long career. Congratulations to him on a great career and getting honored here tonight.
His son coached for 35 years. That's how long. That's how long he was doing it.
Yeah.
So the coin toss is away. Looks like red has won. Larry Wells is our official. Red is deferred. That's Coach Johnny Ostermeyer's squad. White team coached by Chris Kuzier at Norfolk High on his home field. Led the Panthers to a 5-4 record this past year. So we'll see the white team on offense first. Interesting makeup of the starting lineups. You know, the red team, you're going to see a lot of 8-man players in the starting lineup, but as we've seen in years past, they can certainly play at the 11-man level. Some of them were playing last week in the Shrine Bowl as well. There's one player here this week who's doing the threefer, playing in all 3 All-Star games, the Shrine Bowl, this game today, and then the 8-man All-Star game next week. That is Corbin Werner of Elkhorn Valley.
There you go.
Who you'll be seeing on Northeast Nebraska television in the years to come as a tight end at Wayne State College.
Yeah, that's a good spot for him. That's a good landing spot. I think he'll be a very good tight end at that D2 level. The other thing on the red squad, when I was looking through this, is you've got Norfolk Catholic and Pierce together. Yep. And they'll be together next fall. I can't wait for that.
They will be. Oh, yeah. We'll talk about the fall schedule coming up. We've got, we've got games to cover. I mean, it'll be here before we know it. We're basically 2 months away from the start of the high school football season. But we've got one last game in 2026, the 25-26 year. And it is this one. The red team will have Edwin Alarcon from Norfolk Catholic kicking away.
I feel sorry for that football because we've seen Edward. He punishes that ball.
He puts a lot into it. Back deep for the white team, Ethan Kester of Summerland, Casey Schnabel of Battle Creek to get us underway here at Veterans Memorial Field in Norfolk. It was up until last year, we had never seen a kick returned for a touchdown. Aiden Pokop had a 93-yarder last year. It was the first one ever. 13th edition of the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic is underway, and shocker, Alarcon boots it into the end zone. No chance.
That was one of his nicer kicks, too. I mean, usually he just kills that football. That one sailed nicely, though.
He's got a pretty good wind at his back right now.
Exactly.
All right, so we'll see the white team out on offense first. Quarterback by Peyton Penrose. Boy, West Point Beamer, what a year they had in all sports. They were very good in basketball as well. That's where Penrose is going to be playing at Concordia to keep his basketball season going. But Penrose, 941 yards passing, 8 touchdowns this year for the Cadets.
I think games like this, who's in there is kind of how you tailor your offense. You know, you got a passing quarterback. We'll see if White elects anyway to put the ball in the air a little bit more.
Got a 1,000-yard rusher in the backfield as well, and his teammate Miles Nielsen, 1,040 yards, 12 touchdowns this season. 1st and 10 from the 20. They instead go to the deep back. That's Tanner Wagner from Norfolk, bouncing to the outside. Brought down after a gain of about 2. That's Mason Dvorak of Westholt making the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, the hardest part, I think, if you're coaching these games is who in the heck do you play?
Yeah.
I mean, you got a whole bunch of really good players on both sides. That's the hard part is not only who you play, but when you play them.
Well, and on what side? Someone like Tanner Wagner, who played both sides for Coach Kocher this year. He was a very good linebacker as well.
Yeah, that's a great point.
2nd down and 9. They go pistol set. Back to Wagner. Cuts up field, red team all over it, met in the hole first by Bryce Lindstrom of Pierce. It's a young man who knows a thing or two about tackles. He had 23 in a game against Lakeview last year. He's got one there. It's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, filled that gap very nicely. Made a good form tackle there. Yeah, you mentioned that, there's, especially the lower classes, but as you mentioned, even Class A, you got guys that play both ways.
Yep.
And usually guys that are in this game are very productive on both sides of the ball.
3rd down and 9, first 3rd down of the game. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Looking to the air, goes to Wagner out of the backfield. He's not going to get there. Well pursued. That was Lindstrom in on the tackle again. So a gain of about 5. That's all 4th down. It's a 3 and out. The red team defense gets the job done.
Wagner did a pretty good job of making that close. He was only a couple yards short. Well, I guess 3. They spotted him, but good job to try to break tackles and push that ball toward the 30-yard line. But Red's going to get pretty good field position, it looks like.
Yeah, wind is blowing in Corbin Werner's face. Back deep for the red team, Drew Schmaderer, the Defensive Player of the Year in Class D6. And Reese Heineman from Pender, who is a speedster. It'll be Heineman on a hop from the 32. Cutting into the defenders out across the 40, 43-yard line where the red team will take over for the first time for Coach Johnny Ostermeyer here in our first quarter. It's brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic Norfolk, where they're building a legacy one patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, they're here for you today and every day. All right, the red team, you'd be hard-pressed to find a lot of 8-man football players better ever than the young man at quarterback right now. Gage Hedstrom of St. Mary's, state runners-up in Class D2. He's handing off on 1st down. Good push off the right side. That is Brock Genito from Bloomfield. All he did was get over 1,500 yards this year for Coach Kuhar and the Bees. Yeah. 18 times. All they do is produce great running backs there in Bloomfield. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, just go ahead and mark here the calendar that Bloomfield will be in the playoffs because we had death taxes in Bloomfield in the playoffs. Mentioned Hedstrom, 2,311 yards passing and 1,855 yards rushing. Are you kidding me? Those are ridiculous numbers.
Holds the 8-man career touchdown record overall in the state of Nebraska. Thought about running. Now he wants to throw. Now he's in trouble. Hedstrom able to float it off late. He's got Krause for the 1st down. That's the kind of escapability that helps St. Mary's get to the title game. Krause is out to the 44. That's a 1st down for the red team.
Well, players like Hedstrom that keep plays alive. You saw that. He had good feet and keeps his head downfield. Get that ball out of his hands when you see the receiver come open. That's just a quality play there by Hedstrom.
Krause, 601 yards receiving for Hartington-Newcastle this year. 1st and 10, red team in plus territory for the first time. Hedstrom on the keeper. Can't escape that initial rush. Everybody is a good tackler in this game, and you saw it there for the white team. That's Maverick Smith, 55 tackles for Guardian Angel Central Catholic this year. No gain, it'll be 2nd and 10.
That's what you got to do with Hedstrom. Get to him early. Don't allow him to create, and not only that, but get some help. Get some guys with you there to bring him down.
Jace Panning of Crofton, state runner-up in Class D1, split to the top of your screen. I formation behind Hedstrom. We got motion up front. All-star games are great. You do tend to see a few false starts here and there, though. It's been a long time since these guys have played football. That's understandable.
Get a week to work on things.
Yes, exactly.
Not a whole lot of time.
But these guys, a lot of these guys were in the Shrine Bowl last week. Some of them were in the All-Star basketball game last week. Yep. Folks, if you did not see the All-Star basketball game last week, Gage Hedstrom put on a show, had 24 points, but every one of them contested hand in his face. He was incredible to watch. Young man who was not playing college sports. 2nd and 15 after the penalty. Hedstrom swings out right side, dropped, was trying to get it to Grady Welke from O'Neill out of the backfield. It'll be 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, that time, Welke tried to take off before he caught the football. That's easy to do. And you hear footsteps, you want to make that catch and turn and make a play. First thing you got to do always, though, is to secure that ball.
You see our replay there. That is brought to you in part by Meade Lumber, making you feel at home from design to finish. Also by Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. So it's 3rd down and 15. Ball at the 49-yard line. Hedstrom flushed, caught a block, throws it away, incomplete. White team defense gets a stop as well. You know, you talk to coaches every year in this game, and it always feels like they say it's easier to get the defenses up to speed. Yeah. Because it's, you know, while it's not necessarily the same guys next to you, the concepts are pretty much the same. Offense, it's harder to get on the same page over the course of a week.
Well, there's a lot more timing involved in offense, especially the passing game.
We saw that in the Shrine Bowl last week, a 14-7 game. The red team will be punting away. Nathan Timmerman to do so from Norfolk Catholic.
Want to get this one up high, get it into that wind stream.
Red team only had like 9 guys out there. Now we're good. Some of them think they're still playing 8-man, I think. Marshall gets a boot. High end over end kick. Oh, checks up. Folks, he was a great quarterback, but Callan Marshall was an incredible punter as well for Norfolk Catholic. He pins the white team inside the 10, down at the 6-yard line. That's a 43-yard punt, no return, and the white team pinned deep.
Yeah, great job to, we mentioned, get it up high, and then when that comes down, that's the great thing about football. You never know where that thing's going to bounce. That time it bounced very well for them. Kind of stuck on the green. And now, White, 6-yard line. Kind of limits what you want to do offensively.
Always fun to see what the coaches do with rotation. Sometimes we've seen them in the past go with different quarterbacks on different drives. White team sticking with their starters. Peyton Penrose still in at quarterback. Been a steady diet of Tanner Wagner early on. He's got blockers here out across the 20, down to the 25-yard line. Sorry, the 15-yard line. That's a gain of about, I call it 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
So by Walker there, just sort of ride that wave of blockers in front of him and get a nice pickup there on 1st down.
Wagner, a young man, just 181 rush yards this year. Norfolk, well, they were a good team. They just missed out on the playoffs this year. It is, you usually you figure you go 5-4, that's enough. It just didn't bounce their way this year. 2nd down and 2. Over the middle, has a man caught. 1st down. Good hit. But hanging onto it was Wagner. Again, out of the backfield, Tanner Wagner, the offensive star early on. He's out to the 34 on a gain of 18.
Yeah, that's a tough ball to hang on to. That was Porter Mathews from O'Neill that leveled him there after the catch. But a great job. Hang on to that football. Pick up that 1st down.
Mathews from O'Neill. The Eagles unbeaten in the regular season. What a year they had. Coach Eichelberger, he can coach them up. 1st and 10 for the white team now at the 34. Loaded pistol set. Pitch. New running back here for the white. This is Miles Nielsen of West Point Beamer, the 1,000-yard rusher, upended in the backfield. That is the 6-man defensive player of the year, Drew Schmaderer out of Stuart. You know you're good when you're 6-man and playing football at the next level. He's going to be at Nebraska Wesleyan. He is a good one, part of Stuart's incredible run of success, including a state championship 2 years ago.
Yeah, even at the 6-man level, there's athletes out there. And you see it right there. That's just a great job. Great tackle there.
Well, 2nd down 7 from the 37. Whoop, hold everything. And a flag. You know, one of the cool things I like about this game is that they all trade stickers. You get different stickers. And I always feel like the guys who play for, like, Battle Creek, you have the advantage because there's nothing on your helmet already. So you can put logos wherever you want. You've got to be a bit more strategic, if you've got something on your helmet. But
if you got a busy helmet, it plays against you, right?
Yeah, it really does. 2nd down and 12 after the penalty. First one on the white team today. First quarter that is breezing by.
Yeah.
2 receivers to either side of Peyton Penrose. Penrose to the air. Has a man, little comebacker, caught. Out across the 40-yard line to the 41 goes Hunter Swanson. So that's a connection that was made quite a bit this year for West Point Beamers. Swanson caught 12 receptions this year, gets one there. Sets him up with a 3rd down and about 4.
Make a ball off that hitch route. Swanson secures that catch. Penrose delivers a strike. If you're the white team, obviously you'd like to get this first down, keep things moving.
3rd down, call it 3 from the 41-yard line. They need the 44. Trips to the right. Penrose swings it, backfield, lots of room. 1st down, upended for 1st down yardage. Great tackle there by Porter Mathews. But that's Maverick Smith of Guardian Angels Central Catholic. Really didn't play much offense for GACC, but he comes up big out of the backfield for the white team.
Yeah, a good swing pass, well executed for that 1st down. And that was Mathews again. That's a couple times, man. I tell you what, I mean, they got the 1st down, made the catch, but you're going to remember that when Mathews is in the area. You might think twice before you want to catch the football.
1st and 10 now at the 48-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side of your screen. Handoff up the middle into plus territory is the white team. That's Nielsen. Smushed after a gain of a couple will be 2nd down and 8.
That's a football term, isn't it? Smush?
Smushed, yeah, it's an official. They started keeping track of that. He had 8 smushes.
Led the league in smushes.
Parker Schmidt of Wynot in on that stop. State champion Wynot Blue Devils. I don't know that anyone is ever going to forget that Class D2 state title game between Wynot and St. Mary's.
That was a crazy one.
2nd and 8 right from midfield. On the rollout, Penrose. Little low. Nice job by Wagner to go down and get it. But wasn't able to get anything after the catch. So it'll be 3rd down and about 5.
Positive gain. And set yourself up here for, here's the good thing again. We mentioned about how tough it is sometimes to coach and see what you're going to put in there. The fun part about this is nobody's breathing down your neck. Exactly. If it's 4th down and 1 at midfield, go for it. What the heck?
Yeah, why not? Why not? The 3rd down and 5. Penrose. That's his 1st incompletion. Wires crossed there. He was looking for Cash Honish of North Bend Central. Here's how you know you're a good wide receiver, is when you're a wide receiver at 5'9". Cash Honish, North Bend Central, just an incredible athlete. Couldn't come up with that one, though, so it's 4th down.
Honish and Werner both in the same area, so very clearly somebody ran the wrong route there. Don't want two receivers there in the same area.
So Schmaderer and Heineman back deep for the red team. See if Corbin Werner can put a boot into this one. Was in the Shrine Bowl last week for Elkhorn Valley. Representing the Falcons well. Angling to the sideline. It is down at the 22-yard line, so about a 24-yard punt. No return, but flipping the field a bit. We'll see what the red team can do now on offense. Still no score here 1st quarter.
You got time going south if you're punting.
Yeah.
You want to keep it low. that wind will push it back. That wasn't too bad of a kick against a fairly stiff breeze.
Yeah, this is for the folks who've never been to Veterans Memorial Field. This is a straight north-south field, which is why there are not a ton of people in the bleachers on the opposite side, because they are staring directly into the sun now.
The tanning group over there.
1st and 10 for the red team from the 23. Hedstrom off play action, too tall. He was looking for his teammate, Lane Bybee from St. Mary's. He was open, but too tall. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, those guys were a great combination this year for St. Mary's, but just a little too quick, I think, off that. You ran the fake, and then you had time to make a pass. I think he just rushed it a little bit and overthrew it.
Yeah, the thing about Bybee, about this time last year, he might have been thinking he was playing an all-star game in Scotts Bluff. Transferred, his family moved. He was an all-stater at Dundee County Stratton in football and basketball. Moved to St. Mary's, who was already loaded, and help them in all sports. Here's Hedstrom showing you what he can do. This young man, about as good an athlete as you're going to find at any level, reverses field, carries across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That's a gain of 18 and a first down.
You say he is not playing college athletics?
Nope.
Wow, a young man's got to do what's best for him, but what an athlete he is, and I'm sure there'll be some coaches coming out wherever he goes to school talking to him and saying, hey, what do you think about...
So he's starting at Southeast Community College, and that means he is going to be a ringer at every gym in the greater Beatrice area.
He'll be the first pick in intramurals for sure.
First and 10 from the 41-yard line. And for that impressive run. Handoff up the middle. That's to the fullback, Welke. It's over 500 yards rushing this year for Coach Brock Eichelberger, who's been a coach in this game as well. Gain of about 4. And it'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, what a great year that O'Neill had. Coach Eichelberger undefeated there going into the playoffs.
Won a state champ, of course, with O'Neill.
Yeah.
2nd and 6. Hedstrom will keep. Knifes his way through the defense across midfield, tripped up right at the sticks. They'll say that's enough. First down, red team, as Hedstrom gets 6 yards.
A little Wyatt Missouri in him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's wearing a red number 2, which is part of it.
Exactly. But I mean, he could be wearing a number 100 and still make me think a little bit. But you're right, the number 2 in the red.
You're exactly right, though. That is who he reminds you of. That slight frame of his, and then gets out in space. You just don't expect him to be as fast and to be able to change directions as easily as he does. Hedstrom taking a rest now, actually getting looked at by the training staff a bit. So this is the nice thing in a game like this. If your quarterback has to sit down, you can send in a good one. Yeah. Callan Marshall of Norfolk Catholic now in a quarterback. So they're in good shape. On 1st and 10, too tall. He's trying to get it to Kotner Cook from Wynot, incomplete. The problem is Cook wasn't sitting down. That's when he makes his catches. He was the one who, of course, made that incredible touchdown catch while sitting down in the end zone in the D2 title game.
Yeah, that was such a crazy game. I was fortunate enough to do that game on the radio. Yeah. That was one of the more memorable, fun games I think I've ever called.
2nd down and 10. Marshall still in at quarterback. You've got a single setback, Grady Welke behind him. It'll be Welke on the pitch. Not much. Met in the hole. Maybe a couple. That's it. That's big Ethan Kester from Summerland. He had 105 tackles for the Bobcats this year, so he knows what he's doing. 3rd down and 9 after the gain of 1.
Yeah, great penetration and a lot of white shirts around there. Good job running to the football. Just nothing there for the red offense.
How about the Summerland Bobcats? Going to 11-man football for the first time this year. That is going to be a fascinating thing to watch. 3rd down and 9. They do get the snap off before the end of the quarter. Marshall over the middle behind his receiver. Playing in traffic. Nothing there. And it'll be 4th down. We'll get one more play before the end of the quarter.
I think he was going to Cook there. Cook just threw it behind him. So 4th down with 1.9 to go. We'll see what sort of adventures Nate Timmerman can bring us here on that punt. Heck of a punt last time.
At a 43-yarder. He's at about the same spot. Line of scrimmage, the 47.
A good punter is a great weapon, really. I mean, people laugh about kickers, but, man, they can be so important.
Tucker Mathews and Cash Onish back deep. Flag is out.
As the ball,
my goodness, checked up again. That time they couldn't get down to make the play, but, boy, he did everything he could. We'll check on the flag. Someone, I think, was lined up offsides. It is a procedure penalty against the red team. I think the white team might just decline that and take it at the 20, knowing the kind of punter that Marshall or that Timmerman is. That is indeed the case. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Defense, the name of the game so far, 0s all around. We're at the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Tyler Murphy on the sideline, standing by for a report. Tyler?
Sideline with Norfolk Catholic
Catholic assistant coach Jason Konachek and president-elect for the All-Star Class game next year. Jason, how do you think the game's going, and who do you think is going to take it at the end of the first quarter?
Well, great defensive game right now, so field position seems to be playing a little bit of a difference. Now we'll get a switch with the wind and see if that makes a difference, but somebody's going to have to make a big play here pretty soon. But I like good defensive football too, so it's going to be a great start so far.
So what is really your favorite part about this game?
I just love getting to see all these kids get to come together and play with each other. It's just such great talent here in Northeast Nebraska. So getting these kids together, and then some of these teams like us, for example, they got some rivalries with teams like Cedar and Pierce, and now they get to be on the same team and work together. And it's kind of fun to see those relationships get built for those kids, and just to showcase some of this talent that we have, because there's plenty of it here.
And so for these players that are going to be going into their next chapter of life after this game, what is one bit of advice for them, would you say?
Well, I just hope they enjoy this part of it, because there isn't a lot of football after this if you're not going to college. There's rec, basketball, and all those things, but you don't get to put the pads on much if you're not going to the next level. So just enjoy this moment, and then take everything you learn from football and what you're doing to work and improve, and relay that to your next chapter of life too, and be the best person you can be as a family man, as in your work life and your spiritual life and all those things.
Well said, Coach, and thank you for your time here. Continue watching All-Star football here on News Channel Nebraska.
Well, thank you. Quarter underway, 2nd down and 9, alongside Lou Seifker. I'm Eric McKay up the middle. A little bit of running room for the first time after a first quarter that only saw 87 total yards of offense between these two teams. We get a first down there on the ground by Miles Nielsen out across the 30 to the 33. That's a gain of 12, the longest run of the day for the white team.
I was just about to say, somebody needs to get a big play offensively, get something going. And right before I could even say it, it happened. Nice 12-yard gain for the white team.
Genius minds think alike.
Yeah.
That's you and the white team on the same page, which is good to see.
Well,
mid-season form.
Trouble for the white team, if that's okay.
1st and 10 from the 33 for Coach Chris Kujar's white squad. To the outside, here's Nielsen with some room, turns the corner, first down again, back-to-back. First down runs for the West Point Beamer. Running back again, he was a 1,000-yard rusher. One of the best in the state of Nebraska in Class C2 this year. He gets 12 there and another first down.
Good speed by Nielsen on that outside, getting the edge and picking up a nice game, picking up that first down. And that was, a lot of it was just his speed around the corner.
A big Jarrett Werner from Elkhorn Valley. Good blocking receiver out in front of him. 1st and 10 from the 46. Penrose has time, wants it all, thinking big. Werner too tall. That wind is at his back. Coverage by Reese Heineman. Heineman, one of the better defensive players in 8-man football, had 4 interceptions. But could not connect with Werner there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a tough matchup with Werner.
Yeah.
And a lot of hand fighting. Could have been maybe a push off there, Werner, but the ball failed on him. But again, I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of flags tonight.
In an all-star game, it'd have to be pretty egregious.
Yeah, you have to take his wallet or whatever.
2nd down and 10. Option for the first time. The pitch. Oh, red team all over that one. The first hit applied by Sam Weebelhouse of Cedar Catholic in the backfield. That's a loss of a yard. Gang tackled in the backfield. Tyson Sanger of Crofton, Edwin Allercone, Norfolk Catholic in on the play as well. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
And Weebelhouse and friends on that tackle. Lots of penetration. The red team, it's like they read that play very, very well. And here we are again, 3rd down and long for the white team.
Weebelhouse, a big part of Cedar Catholic, wrapping up their first ever unbeaten regular season. It had never been done before. They were upset. Coach, Lou, you and I did that amazing game against Ord in Hartington. And now we've got somebody in the wrong spot. Timeout called by the white. We'll take one as well. Big 3rd down coming up next. It's the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
Superior healthcare never settles. It constantly expands access. It finds ways to do even more for more people. At Faith Health, formerly Faith Regional, our newly refined brand represents decades of commitment, advanced care, and forward progress. Our name and brand have changed to reflect who we are today and where we're going. But what hasn't changed is everything that makes us Faith. Our people, our mission, our excellence, our local heart. Rooted in faith and driven by innovation, Faith Health offers comprehensive medical services that transform lives and strengthen our communities. Faith Health. Higher standard, higher calling. Visit faith.health today to learn more or to schedule an appointment.
3rd and 11 for the white team. Ball at their own 45-yard line alongside Lou Seeker, Tyler Murphy on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay as we get set. See if somebody can get something on the board in this All-Star Football Classic. Bad snap. Penrose handled it for a moment, now in trouble. Brought down for a huge loss in the backfield. That's Jared Reuter from Cedar Catholic. He did not have a full solo sack all season. He gets one there. It's a big loss of 15 in 4th down.
Bad snap. It goes from bad to worse. As you mentioned, Reuter gets in there, gets that sack. So not only do you not pick up the first down, you lose a chunk of yard there. That should set the red up for, depending on how this punt goes, with fairly good field position.
Reuter's got to be one of those guys that we talked to at the outset. If you're Coach Ostermar, what side of the field do you play him on? He was a fantastic offensive lineman for Cedar Catholic as well. Pretty good punt here. Takes a white bounce, will be fielded as it goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line by Jackson Lynde of Crofton. But that's a bit of a boomer there. The 50-yard punt, no return. So you can see what a difference going south makes for the special teams.
Called flipping the field.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see the red team. Might have a few new players out there. Callan Marshall is back in at quarterback. Gage Hedstrom had started the game. He's not out there right now. Marshall, 64% completion, 1,088 yards passing, 7 touchdowns. Just a typical Jeff Beller coached workman-like quarterback.
He was a fantastic player and a rare Norfolk Catholic team that didn't make the state championship game.
Pitching to the left side on 1st down, that was Brady Hochstein. You want to talk about great running backs. Let's talk about Brady Hochstein, who kind of got more carries than he was expecting. When Brighton Whitmire got hurt, he became their featured back. And who knew that this star running back was just sitting there waiting for his chance. Over 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, and he wasn't even the starting running back at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, he was very productive. And talk about a luxury to lose a guy like Whitmire for a while and then have Hochstein step in there and be the type of player that he was. It's one of the reasons that Cedar Catholic went undefeated in the regular season.
He was an incredible linebacker as well. 2nd and 6. Marshall to the air. Wanted to get it to Heineman, but the pressure, there was no way he was going to get that off. That was Big Reagan Robbie, the future Sioux Falls commit, applying the pressure from Wisner Pilger, and it'll be 3rd down and 6. Red team only 1 completion so far through the air.
Now, 3rd and long in your own territory. We just mentioned about the wind. Wind's out of the south. You don't pick up a 1st down here. I mean, in a game like this, a lot of good defense. Field position is going to matter. So White definitely wants to get a stop here and force the red to punt into that wind.
High formation behind Marshall on 3rd down and 6. Timmerman, the deep back. Got Norfolk Catholic and Pierce in the backfield.
Yeah.
Time for Marshall. Can he find someone open? He can. High pointing it is Hayden Bauer of Pierce. Young man who's going to be a power lifter in college went strong for that one and a 1st down for the red team.
Well, so you're not the only one about power lifting. What a catch, though. You mentioned that. It went up and caught it at its peak, at its apex. Catch that football, secure it, bring it down, 1st down, and a good throw. Good job to extend that play a little bit there by Marshall.
1st and 10 now from the 37-yard line. Marshall with Welke alone in the backfield. That's who gets the ball. The O'Neill Eagle into the pile, stacked up, driven backwards at the 40-yard line. Robbie was in on that tackle, as was Cash Wickersham from Niobrara Verdigris. Young man who had 88 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss for the Cougars this year. Gain of about 3, be second down. Handoff up the middle, first down into white territory. There's Nathan Timmerman. He's a young man who, again, when you play for Norfolk Catholic, you don't always have the gaudiest numbers because of all the weapons they had. 683 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns, the kind of guy who could have been a 1,500-yard rusher if he was a featured back in a different offense.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think Nate Timmerman was one of the most valuable team players for Norfolk Catholic, not only football but basketball. I mean, he was a guy that just did what the team needed, very much so on the gridiron as well.
Was an all-stater in the Omaha World Herald, played in the Shrine Bowl last week. 1st and 10 from midfield. Here's Timmerman again. Got a good block, sprung him to the edge, slides out of bounds there. Deeper into white territory, chased down by Gatlin Davidson of the Stanton Mustangs. Gain of 5, it'll be 2nd and 5.
Again, I think Timmerman's a guy, though, you could tell him to play any position, he'll just go do it, right? I mean, that's the type of guy he is and could do it well.
Yeah, an all-state caliber linebacker for sure as well. 85 tackles, had 3 interceptions for Coach Jeff Beller. Shotgun set. Running backs to either side of Callan Marshall on 2nd down and 5. Back to Timmerman on the ground, looking to bounce it. Makes guys miss. That's the kind of runner he is, folks.
That's a heck of a run.
Those are all-state caliber defenders that he just bounced off of. First down on an impressive 7-yard scamper.
That play was going nowhere, and Timmerman made that thing happen. That's just a great job. Great backs do that, though. They can keep plays going. They keep those legs churning, and you got to make a sure tackle if you're going to get a guy like Timmerman to the ground.
Yeah, how many times you have defenders like these end up missing out like that? Yeah. That's really well done.
And I like the way he finished that run, too, with a strong run into the defender. And, you pick up an extra yard there off that power run.
1st and 10 now from the 37 for the red team. Looking to strike first in this all-star game, sticking with Timmerman, and why not? Still going, spinning through defenders across the 30. He had a convoy of blockers led by Carter Weezy of Wayne, but spun down for first down yardage across the 30 to the 27-yard line on a gain of 10.
I don't know if he's nicked up or tired. I think he's just a little tired there. Buzzsaw, though, running through the white defense. He has been unstoppable the last 3 carries.
Tackled by Hunter Swanson and Gavin Grodelution from Humphrey Lindsay. So he gets a break. Brock Genito back in for the red team. 1st and 10 from the 27. Handoff to the fullback who's got nothing brewing there. That's the first carry for Bryce Lindstrom of Pierce. Robbie was in there right away, as was Big Nate Vandergren from West Point Beamer. Loss of a yard, it'll be 2nd and 11.
How many years has it been since Norfolk Catholic and Pierce have played? About 6?
Let's see. Yeah, it has been 6 years, I believe, since they played in football. That will be changing this fall.
Which is a very good thing because those are 2 great programs.
Last time they played, Pierce won. I'm sure Norfolk Catholic fans remember that. I'm sure Pierce fans remember that. Here's Genito across the 25 to the 23-yard line, setting him up with a manageable 3rd down. Yeah, that game will be on this field this fall. And spoiler alert, it's going to be broadcast right here on News Channel Nebraska. Don't worry, that game is going to be on television. That is Appointment TV.
I'm tuning in.
Yeah, well, good. I appreciate that. 3rd down and 6 after the gain of 5 by the Bloomfield B. They give it back to the B. He's got a swarm of defenders on him, though. In the backfield right away, no gain. It'll be 4th down. Nice play by Jarek Erickson. Elgin Public Pope John in on the stop. No gain. It'll be 4th down, and it's decision time for Coach Johnny Ostermeyer.
I think you're going for it.
Fourth down at about 5. No, they're going to kick. So you got Edwin Alarcon out there. Let the big man swing. This would be a 40-yarder.
Yeah, south breeze be darned, right? I mean,
that's a pretty stiff wind that he is trying to kick into.
One thing, if he can keep this, straight, he can make it. He's got that kind of leg.
Absolutely has the power. If you're wondering, the longest field goal in All-Star game history, 46 by Devin Roth back in 2019. Alarcon, pulled that one. Focused a little too much on getting the leg on it. Hooked it left, no good.
You watched me golf the other day. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's the snap hook. Immediately ask your playing partner for another ball.
Fortunately, you don't get a mulligan here.
So Alarcon, no good. And the white team defense holds. Still no score. 3:31 to go in the first half.
Pitcher's duel.
Yeah. Can the white team break through now? As they are sending out a new quarterback. This is, I believe that's Bowden Sweeney of Madison in at quarterback. The first player from Madison ever to play quarterback in this game. Sweeney, a fantastic athlete. He was part of the All-Star basketball game last Friday. Very good athlete for the Dragons this year. Gets 4 yards on the carry.
I haven't had a chance to see Madison play football the last couple of years. We've seen a couple of basketball games, and that's improving.
They've been pretty good.
Yeah, they're plucky.
They're one of those teams that maybe if they were playing in a different part of the state, I think might have been a little bit better in terms of wins and losses.
That's part of the problem. A lot of competition in these parts.
Second down and 6. Sweeney, 770 passing yards, had over 1,100 yards running. He'll keep here, bounces. They forced him back inside. If he could have got to the edge, that would have been trouble. As it is, it'll be close to first down yardage. Gang tackle there. Porter Mathews of O'Neill was in on the stop, as was Christian Nordby of Pierce. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the white team.
Well, he still has a couple timeouts to work with, 2:25 and counting before halftime.
So 3rd down and 2 from the 28. Loaded pistol set. 2 running backs behind Sweeney. They're going to pitch to the weak side. It's going to depend on the spot. They tried to get Tanner Wagner to the edge, and he did indeed get enough. Just enough out across the 30-yard line to move the sticks and keep this drive going for the white team.
Good hitting on both sides of the ball out there right now. And Wagner, again, did a good job through contact to pick up that first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 30. Inside of 2 minutes to go. Like you said, 2 timeouts left for the white team. This first half has flown by. This is like a basketball game. 3 receivers to the right on 1st down. Penrose back in as they're going to go to the air a little bit more now, but that one too far out in front of Honish, the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd and 10.
You get a little field position now. I think you try to air it out a little bit. You've got time with 1:38, and as we mentioned, 2 timeouts. So put your passer in there.
Yep.
In Penrose, and see what you can do through the air.
Talked about Cash Honish, 5'9". He's going to be playing football at Doane. He'd initially committed to Northwestern in Iowa, but flipped, ended up going to Doane. I almost feel like Doane would like to have him on the basketball court as well.
Yeah, good shooter.
2nd down and 10. Whoop, miscommunication there. Penrose had no one, and now he's throwing to no one. Yeah, that's June football right there. that one will not be making top plays at the end of the game.
Carson Tomachek was open, though.
He was, unfortunately, ineligible.
Yeah, that might have been called.
I don't even think you can keep the flag in for that one in a game like this. Yeah, that would not have been right. So 3rd down and 10. Clock down to 1:33. And white team going to talk it over here. We'll take a timeout as well. 1:33 to go, 3rd and 10. White team, it's Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
more than 1,900. Yes, our general surgeons, including Dr. Ryan Gary in Norfolk, performed more than 1,900 colonoscopies last year, helping to keep our community healthy. A colonoscopy is a simple, safe, quick, painless, and one of the most effective ways to prevent colon cancer. If you're age 45 or have a family history, it's time to schedule. Call the Yankton Medical Clinic Norfolk office at 402-844-8110. Colonoscopy screenings are one more way the Yankton Medical Clinic Norfolk location offers so much care so close to home.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
And 10 white team, minute 33 to go first half. Alongside Lou Seeker. Tyler Murphy on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. Penrose over the middle, playing in traffic. Look out. Boy, poor old Miles Nielsen was about to become a pinball. He was not able to secure that one, so fourth down, white team will have to punt it away.
Yeah, it's a tough area there. Trying to catch that pass. As Jared Reuter was coming around that corner.
Yeah.
He's pretty unblockable on that edge out there.
Yeah, that is a no thank you if you're a quarterback. Just get that ball out of there. All right, so the white team will punt. Wind at their back. Time for the red team to get something going. A couple of good athletes, Schmaderer and Heineman. Heineman, his older brother Quentin Heineman, played in this game as well back in 2023. Bad snap, handled well. Punt is way up in the air. The wind's going to carry this one. Oh, it's muffed. Oh, there's Johnny on the spot for the red team. Mason Dvorak of Westholt saves the possession. Red team will have much better field position, I think, than they thought they were going to be getting here in the latter stages of the first half.
Yeah, well, that ball just hung up there.
Yeah.
And then when it wasn't caught, you mentioned that just right guy at the right time there in Dvorak, able to recover that and keep possession. That was a close one there for the red team.
Red team trying to win their third straight Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic, something they've never done. This has been a white-dominated event over the years. Hedstrom back in, trying to make something happen with the legs. Does he get out of bounds? Chased down by Ethan Kester after a gain of about a yard. They did say he got out of bounds, so that'll at least stop the clock. It'll be 2nd and 9.
See if the red puts the ball in the air a little bit here, maybe push the ball downfield, trying to make a play.
Now, you got a lot of great receivers out there. You almost feel like you could just hoist one up, but the wind, you don't know what it's going to do with it. Hedstrom pressured, flushed. Threw that one to no one in particular. It'll be 3rd down and 9. He was getting bared down on by big Nathan Tomczak of Howells Dodge. That might be a bit of revenge for the All-Star basketball game. Hedstrom hit a lot of his shots over Tomczak, I noticed last week, so I think he might remember that.
Yeah, those are, we talk about alpha dogs. Those guys were definitely on the court, and they're out here battling on the gridiron.
3rd down and 9. Hedstrom. This time has a pocket, has it caught. 1st down yardage, out of bounds. Goes Jackson Lynde of Crofton. You know, it was strange to see Crofton, state runner-up this year, go to the air as often as they have the last few years. They've really had some good receivers, something that, you know, they've not historically had up there. Coach Ostermeyer, though, opening things up a bit.
Yeah, it was usually they're, as you mentioned, they're kind of a physical running team, but they really opened it up this year, and obviously had a great season making it to the championship game.
Fell to Sandy Creek in the D1 title game. Hedstrom up the middle. That's bad news. He's got lots of room. Here goes Hedstrom inside the 25, across the 20. 1st down and more. Red team in business, the closest anyone's been to the end zone tonight, as the red team gets inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line.
Best offensive play of the evening, and gee, what a surprise. It's Hedstrom making the big play.
Gain of 29. And the red team will call timeout. 50 seconds to go in the first half. Folks, at the half, they're going to be honoring the Lifetime Achievement Award winner who we saw, Ron Bush, flipping the coin at the beginning. They've also got the Outstanding Contributor Award to the great Greg Parr, Custom Sports, who, if you've gone to any state championship event ever, pretty much, he has been the one who has been outfitting all the state events with the shirts and the hats and all the great gear. And based right here in Norfolk, started his company in Neely, moved it to Battle Creek, now based here in Norfolk, and is the statewide provider for sports apparel in Nebraska. Absolutely an outstanding contributor to this sport and every sport in the state of Nebraska.
Yeah, absolutely two deserving guys. We'll be honored here at halftime.
Red team trying to get some points on the board before they do the honoring. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Empty backfield for Hedstrom.
Might roll Hedstrom out here.
Nope. They're going to go up the middle, see if he can get it done. Nice job. Good discipline defensively by the white team. That was Paco Cuevas of Norfolk jumping in the backfield, tripping him up. Gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8 as the red team burns another timeout. They'll have one left.
Yeah, get like 3 wide on one side and let Hedstrom run pass option.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be what they're talking about doing. 43.7 to go before halftime. You know, with the wind and everything, I mean, you think they're probably thinking touchdown here, not set up for a field goal.
For sure. You've got some very good offensive minds on that assistant coaching staff for the red team as well, including Lutheran High Northeast head coach Jackson Cant. He and Dalton Tremaine, who's an assistant for the white team from West Point Beamer, 2 young men who have now added their names to the list of people who have both played and coached in this game.
Very good.
Dalton Tremaine was a player of the game MVP. Great running back for Ponca on those great Ponca teams.
Also added to the list of people that make me feel really old.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was not prepared for Jackson Cant head coach this year. I can tell you that much. All right, 2nd down and 8 for the red team. Hedstrom out of the gun. He's got a couple of backs in the backfield with him. Twin receivers to the right.
Good pressure.
Hedstrom in trouble, flushed. Flag comes in behind the play. This one's going to come back. Hedstrom was able to reverse field and get out across the 10, but all of this will be for nothing because I think you're going to get a hold behind the play. Either that or he ran into the referee there, Larry Wells. That might be why he's
Larry upset by that?
Yeah, illegal touching.
Yeah, very obvious hold, and everybody saw it because you've got Hedstrom maybe running for a touchdown and nobody's excited.
So... No, it was ineligible downfield was the call as well. It probably could have been
a hold too.
A few things there on that play, but so and the bummer for the red team is it was a good play, but it burned a ton of time off the clock in doing so. So it was 2nd and 8. Now it'll be 2nd down and a whole bunch more at the 31-yard line. So it's a spot foul. It's going to be 2nd and about 23. 1st down marker at the 8-yard line. 29 seconds to go. 1 timeout left for the red. We're going to just keep it on the ground here. Hedstrom off the right side, not much. Gatlin Davidson wrestling him down. Last time out called there by the red team. And, well... This would be a long one. This would be about a 48-yarder from here.
Yeah, against that wind, that'd be more like a 58-yarder. That's going to be tough. You got to come up with something here. I'm sure both units probably worked on a trick play during this week.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the time for the red team to pull whatever it is they worked on out of their hats and try to catch the white team off guard.
Yeah, I think you'll see some type of gadget play. That red team with lots of representation in last week's Shrine Bowl. Porter Mathews was a Shrine Bowler. Boston Krieger in the Shrine Bowl. Nathan Timmerman. Brady Hochstein was a Shrine Bowler this year. And then quite a few 8-man All-Stars as well next week. That game being played out in central Nebraska. All right. So 3rd down, call it. I mean, the yardage is, it's a lot. They need to get to the 8-yard line for the first down. They're thinking end zone here, though.
Yeah.
Or at least
get yourself in position for
something to get them in position. Problem is you can't stop the clock anymore. Hedstrom going end zone, has a man. It is tipped away, incomplete. Was looking for Jace Jorgensen of Wayne, but that was Tucker Charnick of Archangel's Catholic making the play, getting the stop on its fourth down.
Not a bad play call. Again, I like the idea of Hedstrom rolling out, but a really good break on the ball there. Ball hung up just a little bit, and that, again, the wind probably hanging it up there when in that wind stream. But really good defensive play now, fourth down, and you're probably looking at going to the end zone on this one.
Poor Jace Jorgensen, we talked about this when we covered Wayne this year. Great receiver, never saw the end zone in the regular season, had a chance to get it there in the All-Star game, comes up short. He'll have another chance here. White's going to set things up on defense. Coach Chris Kuzier will make sure everybody's on the same page there. We talked about the assistant coaches. You got Matt Skiff, Norfolk High assistant, joining Coach Kuzier. Ken Swanson, also on the assistant staff. Brett Mobley. These are all Norfolk assistants that Coach Kuzier brought with him. Dalton Tremaine, the Ponca grad, played football at Midland, now the coach at West Point Beamer. And Caitlin Cook as well on the assistant coaching staff for the white team, currently coaching at Twin River in Genoa.
Just an all-star player game, all-star coaching as well.
Yep. All right, fourth down and 20. See what the red team can do. Thinking end zone. Hedstrom running away from Davidson. Fires. End zone. Has a man. It's his teammate, but it's intercepted. He had Bybee in the end zone. Charnick saw it, caught it, picked it off.
Well, Charnick doing a great job the last couple plays. Gets the pick and keeps the red team off the board.
We should not be surprised that Tucker Charnick has an interception. He had 9 this past season for Coach Eric Kessler and Archangel's Catholic.
Yeah, that's productive. 9 interceptions.
In 8-man football.
I was just going to say, you get a lot of running teams in 8-man football, so he knows how to find that football. He did on that play. Great job. And now, I'm guessing the white team probably just runs it out, and we have a stalemate here at halftime.
Yeah, had to have with no score defense, the name of the game. Games have been a little lower scoring the last few years. It was a 20-10 win for the Red last year. Lowest scoring game, if you're wondering, 17-10. White beat the Red in 2021. Sweeney up the middle through the arm tackle of Parker Schmidt of Wynot. Gets about 8, and that will end the first half. Well, if you like defense, you've come to the right place. Might be the same score in the Team USA soccer match right now. 0-0 as we head to the break. It's the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
Whether you're rolling up in a semi, pulling a horse trailer, heading to the lake with your boat, or just cruising in a car or motorcycle, Speedy Mart is your stop. Fuel up fast, grab your favorite snacks, stretch out with plenty of parking, and step inside for a roomy store and friendly faces. And hey, teams love it before and after the game. Speedy Mart convenience stores, fueled for every road.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
NCN Sports is brought to you by The Carpet Shop in Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska.
This is Christina Wemhoff from Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We know not everyone's home loan needs are the same, and that is why our lenders have both the practical experience and product knowledge to ensure your solution is a perfect match for your needs. So we invite you to come into your local Madison County Bank branch and talk to us about your dream home today. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.
Superior healthcare never settles. It constantly expands access. It finds ways to do even more for more people. At Faith Health, formerly Faith Regional, our newly refined brand represents decades of commitment, advanced care, and forward progress. Our name and brand have changed to reflect who we are today and where we're going. But what hasn't changed is everything that makes us Faith. Our people, our mission, our excellence, our local heart. Rooted in faith and driven by innovation, Faith Health offers comprehensive medical services that transform lives and strengthen our communities. Faith Health. Higher standard, higher calling. Visit faith.health today to learn more or to schedule an appointment.
Achievement Award winner is given to an individual who has contributed significantly to the sport of football, has an outstanding coaching career, and continues to be an incredible inspiration for so many. This year's winner is Ron Bush, who is accompanied by his daughter, Tammy Schneider, and his son, Phil Bush. In 1962, Coach Ron Bush invited Husker coach Bob Devaney to speak at Spencer High School's athletic banquet. Bush's goal wasn't just to feature the legendary coach, but to proudly showcase a highlights reel of his football players. Devaney stayed so late, enjoying the camaraderie, that locals had to line up their cars and shine their headlights along the rural runway just so Devaney's small plane was able to take off in the dark. Meanwhile, Bush measured the success of that evening in different terms. His reel piqued Devaney's attention enough to offer one senior a full-ride scholarship to play for the Huskers. Since the first time he donned a coaching whistle in 1957, Coach Bush sought unique opportunities to help players shine. Hundreds of those were highly talented players who won games, titles, and recognition. Bush also took immense pride in making sure every player had a valued role on the team. He built a culture of camaraderie that ran deeper than any X's and O's. Unofficially, Bush's coaching career has never ended, as his love for the game and his players has never waned. The examples of this are plentiful, but a recent one exemplifies it well. Just a few months ago, a former player from Bush's 1961 Oakdale team surprised him by stopping by. Despite 65 years having passed by, the two of them sat and recalled plays, teammates, pep talks, shenanigans, and more. Officially, Coach Bush stepped away from the sideline in 2004 at the age of 70, after decades spent building connections with players and fellow assistant coaches in Oakland, Oakdale, Spencer, Kekema-Herman, George, Iowa, Fullerton, Pender, Plainview, and Creighton. He also coached track, baseball, and basketball at many of those stops. His time at Pender allowed the privilege of coaching his own son, Phil Bush, who went on to become a Division I football coach for 35 years. His biggest fan and loyal supporter has always been his wife, Sharon, his immediate family, Tammy and Steve Schneider, and their sons and families, Bill and Laura Bush, and their girls, are also VIP members of his family. Ron's legacy as a coach is defined less by the victories or records, but by the abundance of stories remembered and shared 6 decades later. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Bush. Our 2026 Outstanding Contributor Award is given to an individual who has made significant and impactful contributions to football, our youth programs, and Northeast Nebraska. This award recognizes going above and beyond expected duties to achieve notable results. This year's outstanding contributor is presented to Greg Parr. Athletics has always been a big part of Greg's life. He played all sports in Madison from 1976 to 79, and that passion carried into coaching. He began a high school boys basketball coach in 1997 at Lutheran High Northeast until 1999. Then moved to Neely, where he coached boys basketball from 2000 to 2010 and served as an assistant football coach. During his time in Neely, George Luke, the head football coach he assisted with, was a great mentor and advisor to him. He had a strong influence on his development both in athletics and leadership. In August of 2004, Greg's wife Christy and he started Custom Sports in Neely, where they operated from 2004 to 2010. All three of their sons have become part of the business: Richard Parr, Matt Parr, and Justin Parr, which has made it even more special for the family. After a year in Battle Creek, they were honored by being awarded the NSAA contract in 2011 and moved to their current location in Norfolk. Clint Morgan and Jay Beller were a substantial influence in encouraging Greg to pursue the NSAA contract, and he is very thankful for their support. Greg and Christy are proud to still be serving the NSAA today, and over the years have also added partnerships with the Nebraska Coaches Association, USA Softball, AAU, and Huskerland Wrestling. They take a great deal of pride in serving these organizations. What started with just 4 employees has grown into a team of 16 full-time staff members today. What Greg learns through athletics, hard work, teamwork, and leadership has played a key role in growing their business and building a talented team of employees. He's very thankful for the opportunities athletics has given him and for the many relationships built along the way. Greg is grateful for being part of this year's All-Star Game and sharing that moment with everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Parr.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
On your way to the big game or heading home after the win, Speedy Mart is the ultimate team stop.
Stay alive! Stay alive! Stay alive! Stay alive! You're bound to stay alive at Speedy Mart.
Icy cold drinks? Check. Tasty snacks? Double check. Fast fuel and room for the whole crew? You know it.
Be aggressive! And make sure to go to Speedy Mart after the game. Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
I'm here with the 2026 Outstanding Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Ron Bush. Now, Ron, what does this hideous award mean to you here today?
I can look at it afterwards. big ideas, bold graphics, quality products you're proud to wear. That is Custom Sports. Custom Sports, custom graphics, quality products, and timely service you can count on.
On your way to the big game or heading home after the win, Speedy Mart is the ultimate team stop.
Stay alive! Stay alive! Stay alive! Stay alive! You're bound to stay alive at Speedy Mart.
Icy cold drinks? Check. Tasty snacks? Double check. Fast fuel and room for the whole crew? You know it.
Be aggressive! And make sure to go to Speedy Mart after the game.
Superior healthcare never settles. It constantly expands access. It finds ways to do even more for more people. At Faith Health, formerly Faith Regional, our newly refined brand represents decades of commitment, advanced care, and forward progress. Our name and brand have changed to reflect who we are today and where we're going. But what hasn't changed is everything that makes us Faith. Our people, our mission, our excellence, our local heart. Rooted in faith and driven by innovation, Faith Health offers comprehensive medical services that transform lives and strengthen our communities. Faith Health. Higher standard, higher calling. Visit faith.health today to learn more or to schedule an appointment.
Back at Memorial Field in Norfolk, the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay, Tyler Murphy on the sidelines, and we're waiting for the offense to show up. It's been a low-scoring one. It could not get any lower. 0-0 here at the half. We saw only 200 and barely 200. It was 217 yards of offense total between these teams in the first half. Just 78 for the white. Red team was able to hit some big plays late. You thought maybe, at least I felt late in the second quarter, both teams started to get a little bit of momentum offensively, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments get made to get these offenses cooking a little bit in the second half.
The red team had a couple opportunities there in the second quarter to put points on the board and did not do it. They had the more opportunities. We'll see, as you mentioned. Certainly there'll be some some things that are changed, but see which team is able to get that ball into that red zone, maybe put some points on it.
So it will be the red team starting with the ball to start the second half. They're going to send Heineman and Porter Mathews back deep, and the white team kicking off for the first time today. It will be Peyton Penrose to do the honors as we get set to start the second half. I want to congratulate the contributor award winners as well. Greg Parr, of course, we talked about Greg from Custom Sports. He and Christy were real early supporters of News Channel Nebraska and NCN Sports. Still big parts of what we do here on the air in terms of sponsorships. We thank them for all their support over the years. Up the middle, good return out across the 25 to the 27-yard line goes Mathews. I think, Lou, they were trying to get a reverse or something set up, and just wasn't there.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out.
And now we got a player down for the white team. That's Tanner Wagner of Norfolk, who is down. He was one of their key offensive weapons in the first half.
Hopefully a cramp or something. It's probably start seeing that a little bit here in the second half. It is kind of warm and a little bit muggy.
Cale Strong is the trainer. He's out taking a look.
You mentioned the contributors. Got a guy like Ron Bush who has coached forever, right?
Yes.
And we were talking about his son Bill. You know, people know Bill Bush. We were going over his resume and where he's been. Oh. I think he joined the military to have a more stable lifestyle. he has been everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you just move around. I mean, that's the life of an assistant coach.
Yeah. No, you can pull it up. You look at Bill Bush. Nebraska Wesleyan, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Northern Arizona, New Mexico State, Utah, back to Nebraska, then Utah State, then back to Wisconsin, then Ohio State, Rutgers, LSU, back to Nebraska, where he was there until 2022.
I was going to say, what do you do the next year?
Exactly. Yeah, that was August. The life of an assistant coach is a rough one.
Yeah, you got to really want that job, I tell you.
Still working on Tanner Wagner of Norfolk. Good to see him up and moving. And that's the thing that everybody talks about. They don't want to get too crazy in practice and things.
Right.
There's nothing worse than having someone get hurt over the course of practice in a week of an all-star game. It's the nature of the beast, but they do a nice job avoiding it. All right, so the red team will have it 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Gage Hedstrom will be back in at quarterback. He was just 2 of 8 passing for 21 yards, but he is the leading rusher for both teams with 56 yards on 7 carries in the first half. You'll have 2 receivers split wide to the left, Jace Jorgensen and Jace Panning in the slot. So it's the double Jace offense. They'll give it on a sweep to Panning. Let him use his speed around the edge. He's wrestled down across the 30. That's Charnick again. Boy, he's been busy defensively for the white team. Panning gets about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Pass coverage for Charnick or coming up and making a tackle. Yeah. He's been very productive. I thought Jace Panning was a guy that, one of those really good running backs that, has that speed and has that ability to break it, but will also make you pay if you come up to try to tackle him.
Yeah, 518 yards through the air. 8 touchdowns. Was a very good defender as well for Coach Hochstein. Wide open over the top. That's a first down. And more into white territory. Still on his feet. Across the 40. Down to the 31-yard line. Nathan Timmerman breaking free on a big gain for the Red.
It was a little razzle-dazzle in a way. It was looked like a run, and then Hedstrom just pulls up. Timmerman behind the defense. And a big play. Red, again, this is like the 3rd time in the last 3 possessions. They've been in white territory. Can they finish the drive here?
38-yard gain, longest from scrimmage for the Red team tonight. 1st and 10, Hedstrom right up the middle. Riding that red wave across the 30 to the 27-yard line. That's a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Big Gavin Grodelution from Humphrey Lindsay in on the stop. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
All right, got to keep the momentum and keep the down and distance. We've seen it, especially last time, where they lost yardage and ended up, with a long yardage play on 3rd down and 4th down.
2nd down. Oh, it's 7. Little counter play here. Up the middle. Tough sledding for Brady Welke, the O'Neill Eagle. Sets him up with a 3rd down and about 2 after that gain of 4.
We talk about that a lot, staying on schedule. That's what Red wants to do here. Down those long yardage situations. And you're right on schedule, 3rd down and 2.
I call it 3rd and about 1.5 yards. Ball at the 22-yard line. 1st down up the middle. Inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line. That's a gain of 11 for Nathan Timmerman, who's got the Red offense cooking now.
And Timmerman's having a nice game. That might be the guy you stay with here when you're down inside the red zone.
Timmerman at 29 yards on the ground in the first half, had that 38-yard reception just a moment ago. Now 1st and 10 Red from the 11. Trying to strike first here in this Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Timmerman the deep back again. Hedstrom under center. Keeps it himself, not much. That's a lot of big bodies to navigate out across the 10 to about the 9-yard line. Big Nate Vandergren from West Point Beamer in on the stop. He'll be playing at Concordia next year. Football.
Tried to run that fake to the fullback. Defense not fooled.
2nd down and 8. Ball at the 9-yard line. Hedstrom clarifying things with Timmerman. Panning the only receiver. You got a couple of tight ends in. They're blockers for Timmerman. Slips past the defensive set to 5 down to the 4-yard line. That's a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and about 3. Vandergren in on the stop as well. He's been busy from that D-line spot. Was a Shrine Bowler last week. Played for the North team.
They just keep the ball here in Timmerman's hands.
Yeah.
Run behind that big offensive line.
They can get a 1st down. It's 3rd and 3. 3 backs in the backfield. It's Hedstrom straight ahead, pushing forward. It's kind of a red version of the Koch court, I think. Into the end zone, touchdown. Gage Hedstrom, the all-time 8-man touchdown holder. Of course he gets a touchdown in the All-Star Football Classic.
And a whole hump for the Gage Hedstrom. He's been there many times. But in an all-star game, and you need a score, red team, a couple of possessions down in the white territory, they come up empty. This time, they finish the drive. Hedstrom with the touchdown.
They had brought Sam Wiebelhaus of Cedar Catholic as a fullback in there, and he was sort of behind Hedstrom. It was sort of a modified version of the old tush push. Now Alarcon on for the extra point. It is up, and it is pulled left. No good. But 7:55 to go, 3rd quarter. Red team on the board. They're up 6-0. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast for the night.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond does it all when it comes to general contracting. From agricultural storage buildings to commercial office buildings, retail warehouses to concrete contracting. The HEI Sentinel buildings help safeguard crops and valuable assets, and Ashoff's professional builders handle the job from the design through the completion of the build. For a free estimate, contact Dylan Price, Scott Pullman, or Brandon Ruge. Call 402-748-3551 today. Visit AshoffConstruction.com for more information.
We've got some offense. 6-0 Red with the lead over the White. The Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic alongside Lou Seeger, Tyler Murphy on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. 6-0 Red, the lead on the scoreboard, brought to you by Faith Health. High standard, higher calling. All right, so 1 possession, 1 touchdown.
In the kick for...
See if the White team can answer. Alarcon will kick it away.
The team really got in a rhythm there, and they really have been moving the ball the last few possessions, going back to the 2nd quarter.
Boy, the wind got to just as Alarcon kicked that. Kester kind of stole that one. Oh, my. Big tackle there across the 20. Kester wrestled down out across the 20 to the 23. But he and Casey Schnabel almost ran into each other receiving this ball.
Well, again, that's, a week to prepare. You got new teammates. Woo. And sometimes things can happen. They're fortunate, the White team there, that they didn't
hit there at the 20. Okay, so 1st and 10 White. Let's see what they can cook up. Bowden Sweeney back in. Well, we got the bobsled team. Power Eye, 3 in the backfield. And a flag.
A little early out of the gate, I think.
It's a bit anticlimactic there. They'll move him back 5 yards. The thing is, if you're the Red defense, if Sweeney's in there, it's likely a run. He was not as known for his passing acumen at Madison. Over 1,100 yards on the ground, completed 43% of his passes, over 700 yards there. He's a good thrower, but certainly much better with his legs. And now he's got a lot more field turf in front of him. 1st and 15 from the 20. They'll hand off to the deep back, looking to bounce. Nothing there. Brayton Whitmire was in the backfield.
Yeah, Whitmire didn't get the tackle, but he blew up that play.
Yeah.
He made the penetration, and he got deked, but he had the guys behind him. He slowed down that play enough to let your teammates get in there and make the play.
That was Miles Nielsen only getting about a yard. You know, Whitmire, that young man, it's just such a what-if year.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get hurt, you know, what kind of year does he have for Cedar Catholic, offensively and defensively? What a star he's been basically for 3 years as the featured back for Coach Chad Cotto.
Yeah, a special athlete. He just a guy that on offense could take it the distance, and as we saw there, it didn't make the play, but blew up the play on that defensive possession.
Sweeney on a keeper. If he gets the edge, this could be trouble. Good open field tackle there. That's Whitmire. Right on cue, making the stop. Sweeney gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That's it. It'll be 3rd and 10.
A great play again. That time he gets the tackle, but you see that closing speed that he has.
Again, in the open, someone like Bowden Sweeney is a tough get. That is form tackling.
Yeah. Get that shoulder in there or drive through the leg. Great job by Whitmire.
3rd down and 10. Sweeney still in there in the pistol set. He's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to his left. Sweeney to the air. Flushed. Young man who can throw well on the run, had to adjust that one, and out in front of Honich, incomplete. It was well covered as well. Schmaderer was over there applying coverage. So a 3-and-out red team forces the punt. They'll be getting the ball back.
Yeah, red team now with the football up 6-0. I mean, the way this game's played, another touchdown might be
absolutely
pretty tough for the white team to come back.
Red team is trying to win 3 in a row for the first time ever. Again, this has been a white team-dominated event. They won 4. Red won the first 2. Then the white team won 4 of the next 5. Uh-oh, look out over his head. Bad snap. Nice job to go back and get it and just get the punt away. Wisely fielded by an up back. That was right to Porter Mathews of O'Neill.
Yeah.
And he actually got a little bit of a return on that one. So the red team's going to have great field position.
Now we see that a lot in punts.
Yeah.
When you like guys to come up and field the punt. This was kind of a scramble play. And watch him. That's a smart play.
Yeah.
Ball coming to catch it, keep the field position, and gain field position. In that case, he did a great job there to do that.
Want to correct myself, I had it backward. White has won 2 in a row. They've won 4 of the last 5. And they have, as I mentioned, dominated this event, have won 8 of the prior 12 games. Red has not won since 2023. So 1st and 10 Red, trying to change that. From the 26-yard line. Callan Marshall back in at quarterback. Here's Genito. Little cutback, bounced out of bounds. Solid gain there. About a 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4.
It'll be the definition of a patient run.
Yeah.
Everything breaking down toward the sidelines, just kind of waited and cut back, get a nice gain there, 5 yard.
That'll be 2nd down and 5 for the 1,500-yard rusher for the Bloomfield Bees. He's headed to Wayne State to play football. I formation behind Marshall. Here's Genito again. Looking for a cutback lane. Not going to find one. That's a great open field tackle by Maverick Smith. Making the play for a loss of about 3. And it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Smith of Guardian Angels. Heck of a tackle there. One-man tackle. You don't see that a lot in games like this. the type of players, Smith able to get him to the ground.
See, that's the thing that I've always thought about 8-man players. The good defenders are as good as you're going to find because you have to be a great open field tackler in 8-man football. 3rd down and 8, I formation behind Marshall. Timmerman, the deep back, that's who gets the pitch. Trying to use his speed. Trying to get the edge. He does and gets the first down. Wow. Nathan Timmerman legs out a fresh set of downs for the red team.
And Timmerman's been a difference maker in this game for the red team. He's come up with some big plays. That was one of them. Able to use that speed around the corner, pick up the first down. Again, I mean, a lot of football left to be played here, but red has really controlled the white team's offense, so we'll go up a couple of scores. You're in the driver's seat.
Gain of 14 there for Timmerman. Marshall hands off to him again. Why not? He's the go-to guy. Bouncing off defenders. Inside the 10, down to about the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd and short, but Timmerman rips off another 9 yards. The red team inching ever closer to the end zone once again.
You know, one thing about good backs, too, I mean, we're getting late in the game here, heading toward the 4th quarter. Guys like that get stronger as the game goes on. They don't get tired. They get stronger.
Especially in a game where maybe you're only needed to carry it 7 or 8 times as opposed to like 25 or 30 in the regular season. Want to give credit to those big guys up front, too.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Rangel-Medina, Tate Stolpe have been opening up big holes up the middle. 2nd and short, the handoff brought down for a loss in the backfield. Grady Welke. White team said that is enough of that. Loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 2. And that tackle made by Caleb Tensky from Riverside. Riverside Chargers represented here again. Head back down to 6-man this year, where they were about as dominant a program as you could find. Won 4 in a row. 6-man football.
Yeah, a couple of downs to work with here at 3rd down and 3.
Marshall, stretch play, cutting up the middle, 1st and goal. Another great hole up the middle, opened up again by that offensive line. That's a gain of about 5. It'll be 1st and goal, red team from the 2.
Yeah, it's easy to overlook the big dogs, but they're plowing away, aren't they? That offensive line has been dominant. And talk about guys that are getting stronger as the game goes on. And offensive linemen very much the same way.
It's a talented bunch. You got Tate Stolpe from Wausau Osmond. He'll be playing at Mount Marty. We talked about Boston Krieger. He'll be playing at Concordia. Aaron Rangel-Medina will be playing at Northwestern in Iowa. That's a talented bunch up front for the red team. Dyson Sanger at Crofton in there as well, an all-stater. 1st and goal. The pitch. Left side. Oh, they try to get a lineman touchdown. That was big Sam Weebelhouse from Cedar Catholic.
Got to give the big dog some love.
Lovely. Unfortunately for him, loss of a yard. So.
I mean, give him love. It didn't work out. Didn't get you any points, but you got a chance to carry the ball.
I think you got to keep handing him the ball to at least get him above 0.
Yeah.
He's one of those 3 backs in the backfield again on 2nd and goal. This time it is Marshall trying to go straight ahead, hesitated a bit too much. He who hesitates is lost, as in lost yardage. Paco Cuevas makes the stop. It'll be 3rd and goal, officially no gain.
Maybe this is the red strategy, is just to have a lot of plays down here, burn a lot of time.
No, 3rd and goal from the 3 now as the white team defense trying to bow up, get themselves a stop. Inside of 2 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Weebelhouse still in the backfield. He's a blocker. Right side, over the line, into the end zone, touchdown, red team. That's Grady Welke. Had 5 rushing touchdowns for O'Neill in the regular season, and he's got one here today.
Yeah, again, that's a red strategy. I think just run a lot of clock, you have a lot of plays, and then end it with that touchdown. But again, I think it's the power up front that has kind of, opened this game up a little bit for the red. They've really dominated time of possession and yards and certainly now points, up 12-0 if we can make it 13.
In the kick for the red team, number
New kicker for the red team, it's Jared Reuter of Cedar Catholic, who, again, another big man with a big leg in his own right. He was a very good kicker for Coach Cato. Jagger Sims running on late for the red team.
One kicker you don't make fun of.
Absolutely not. Extra point is up, right down Broadway. 1:42 to go, third quarter. Red team in business. They're up 13-0 on the white. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
Team number 1, Tanner Wagner from Norfolk, seems to be out with a knee injury right now. He's been on the sidelines trying to walk it off and having a trainer working on his knee, massaging it as well. As we saw on the last drive, he kind of got a little bit tangled up. Maybe his knee rolled a little bit is what it looked like. But as of right now, he sits on the sidelines. Back to you up at top.
Well, we hope Tanner Wagner is able to come back. White team might need him. He was one of their key offensive players early on. They need to get something going offensively. Still not 100 yards of total offense for the white team in this game. Now down 13. They need things to turn around in a hurry.
Yeah, you're going to have some big plays, I think, here. Give yourself a little momentum. Have not really darkened that, red zone.
They've only been across the 50, I believe, once in this game.
Yeah.
So Alarcon set to kick it away for the Red. That 3-yard touchdown run again by Grady Welke for O'Neill. An all-stater for the Lincoln Journal-Star and Huskerland Prep this year. High kick held up by the wind. Here's Ketster from the 9. On a bounce to the outside. Oh, my. That's one to remember. Jackson Lynde of Crofton.
Yeah. That is that's stopping you in your tracks. That's running into a brick wall right there.
This is one that'll rattle the teeth a little bit. Oof, that's a big hit. Good form tackle there by the young man from Crofton. They've always got hard hitters up there, though.
Yeah, that physical ball is a Crofton way of life.
All right, white team sends Peyton Penrose back in, maybe going to the air a little bit more. A little trickeration. Here's Sweeney over the top, undershot, incomplete. There's the flag.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
It's one of those where an underthrown ball works to the defense's disadvantage. Yeah. Porter Mathews in coverage. Hahn is trying to come back for the ball. They're trying to get that young man involved. They've targeted him quite a bit. He has not caught a ball yet, but that is a big 15-yard penalty as they try to get the gadget play going.
Yeah, the ball's out farther. It might have been a touchdown. But it worked out anyway because you get the penalty and greatly improve your field position.
Just the 4th penalty in this game. So 1st and 10 from the 40. Penrose, more traditional passing play here, gets it out to a young man who I gotta believe is going to be targeted a lot, Corbin Werner. You talk about an athlete, this young man. He'll be at Wayne State as well. We talked about it a little bit earlier on. I think Wayne State is a place where that young man could shine.
Absolutely.
As a tight end.
Yeah, I think that's a good program anyway, Wayne State, and I think you're right. I think D2 level, I think, fits him well. I think he's going to do great things as a Wildcat.
One of those kids who you feel like could have played, focused on whatever sport he wanted. He was a great basketball player as well. 2nd down and 5. And then we see back into the game Tanner Wagner. Although he might not have wanted to have been after that play. Oh, correction, that is not Tanner Wagner. My apologies. That's Cohen Skip. It was a Norfolk helmet, but a different player, Cohen Skip. Playing for his dad, assistant coach. Loses a couple, though, and it'll be third down.
Skip might wanted Wagner to have that carry. That's 4-on-1.
Skip had a couple rushing touchdowns for Coach Kuzier this year. Really good linebacker as well. He was a Shrine Bowler last week. Third down and 6. 3 receivers to the right. Jarrett Werner, the lone receiver, to the left. Penrose over the top, nobody home. Incomplete, maybe a little miscommunication there. There were more red than white jerseys in the area, that one. And it is 4th down. Penrose had completed his first 5 passes in this game. Since then, just 1 of his last 7. And the white team will punt it away again.
And that play looked disjointed. I think miscommunication is what happened there. And now 4th and 7. I mean, you got reasonably good field position. I think it was 4th and 2 or 1. Maybe you think about going there. Why not 4th and 7 with a whole quarter left to play?
And with the wind at your back still a little bit. Trying to pin him deep here with a good punt. Low kick. Takes a weird hop, though. Cook fields it at the 9. Coming near side. Solid return. That's a 15-yard return of what ended up being a 47-yard. And Corbin Werner's punting has been a bright spot for the white team today. But the red team in business, up 13-0 as we head to the 4th quarter. That's next. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
Behind every switch you flip, innovation is at work. NPPD is using advanced technology to generate and deliver the reliable energy you've come to expect. Like AI-driven platforms to optimize energy generation, drones for infrastructure inspection, advanced metering for faster outage detection, and helping advance carbon capture and sequestration technologies. It's not just electricity we are delivering, it's innovation. Powering the state, empowering your life. Nebraska Public Power District.
NCN Sports is brought to you by The Carpet Shop in Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska. NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Alongside Lou Seeker, Tyler Murphy on the sidelines, I'm Eric McKay, and this is Gage Hedstrom. Doing Gage Hedstrom things, breaking tackles out across the 30, spinning forward at the 35-yard line. I talked to Tyler Murphy. He's standing by with one of our honorees today. Tyler, take it away.
On the stop for the white team.
26 Lifetime Achievement Award winner Ron Bush. Now, Coach Bush, what does it mean to you to be awarded that award?
I'm sorry, I didn't
What does it mean to you to be awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award here today?
Well, you never really think about it, and then they come up with this and ask me to be it, and I thought, wow, a lifetime of this went by awful fast.
And so, kids today have the ability to take their highlights and send it to coaches. You had a pretty amazing story with Coach Bob Devaney coming. How were you able to show your players' highlights to Coach Devaney?
Well, we were looking at University of Nebraska, and Devaney was looking at a player we had, but our technology at the time wasn't very high, so I went ahead and hired a guy out of O'Neill to film a game, and he just come in, stood on top of a truck, so he was high enough to get some film, and the kid's name was Paul Orey, and he had such a good game that he was able to earn a scholarship at Nebraska.
Filmed on top of a pickup truck with a 16-millimeter camera is pretty crazy.
Yeah, we thought that was pretty high tech, to have 16 millimeter.
it was pretty high tech for back then. But for today, how the game is going right now, who do you think might have the chance? The red team with pretty good lead right now.
Well, the red team looks pretty dominant on offense. They're winning the battle up front, which is typical football. Win the battle up front, have a better chance of winning.
It always ends and starts in the trenches. Well, Coach, thank you for your time here today. Back to more All-Star football.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you so much to Coach Bush. So Coach Bush started coaching in 1957. He's being honored in 2026. So I was thinking, okay, who's your first-year head coach this year? Jackson Cant of Lutheran High Northeast. First-year head coach in 2025. Imagine him getting an honor in 2089. That's the equivalent of what we saw here today.
I'm guessing I won't be around to see that one.
Down and 2 here for the red team. Look at Gage Hedstrom, the strength powering through the tackle of Tatum Anderson of Norfolk, getting the first down on a gain of about 3. Gage Hedstrom has been so big for the red team today. They are driving forward. Boy, if they score a touchdown here, Lewis, it's going to be tough. Now, at that point, you hit the 17-point rule, where if you're the white team and you score, you get the ball back. But even then, the clock is really melting away.
Yeah, and that's what the Reds done really lately. Going all the way back to the end of the second quarter, they've had a lot of snaps, burned a lot of clock, and they've been able to score here in the second half.
And this young man's been a big part of that. Timmerman, he's not gotten in the end zone, but when they got him involved in the offense, that really kind of unlocked things. He gets about a yard there. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Good tackle there by Skip. Again, get to him quick. That's what you got to do. You got to good running back. Once they turn those shoulders, they are tough.
2nd down and 9. Kotner Cook split wide to the right. Hedstrom fakes the handoff, wants to get it to Cook over the top. Oh, incomplete. Flag comes in. Now, if Cook would have caught that, it would have been almost exactly like the one he caught to beat Gage Hedstrom's team in the state championship. All-star games create strange bedfellows, I suppose, but it's going to end up being a penalty and a fresh set of downs for the red team anyway.
Yeah, I think this is Reds team's a chance to put this game on ice.
Yep.
9 minutes and 4 seconds to go. White has not really moved the ball in this ball game. Already up 13-0.
Yeah, the red team has only won this game 4 times, and they won the first 2. But since then, it has been a white-dominated game. Red team trying to change that here. Gage Hedstrom. Well, flag comes in as he throws it late, looking for Cook. End zone, didn't find him, won't matter. Would have been called back anyway because of I believe, a hold on the red team.
Holding is the call against the red team.
Kotner Cook, we talk about that catch he had. It's not like that was a fluke. 1,046 receiving yards. Had 72 receptions for Coach Weisler this year, 14 touchdowns. All-Stater at the Omaha World Herald, Lincoln Journal-Star, and Huskerland Prep. Also playing in the 8-man All-Star game next week.
Yeah,
Just an absolute legend for Wynot.
Absolutely, a great player. I got to believe both Hedstrom and Cook are both going, I'm glad those tech guys on my team.
Yeah, it's nice to not have to worry about them. I mean, usually Hedstrom was throwing. Cook was also defending those plays as well. Here's a handoff, bounce into the outside. Brock Genito gets out across the 30 to the 26 on a gain of 4. Josh Arns making the stop for the white team up Stamp. It'll be 2nd and 16 from the 26. Now that penalty could work in the Reds' favor. If they can keep this drive going, that's a lot more clock that they're able to mill.
Yeah, they're not going to be in any hurry here, and like they're changing up the play.
Again, the fewest points ever scored this game, 27 combined. It was a 17-10 win for the White. Late throw over the middle, tipped away. Great coverage by Bowden Sweeney on the pass intended for Cook, and it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, Sweeney Talk about two-way players even in an all-star game here. Sweeney playing defensive back at now.
He had 4 picks for the Dragons this year. He'll be playing football at Midland, heading to Fremont. Keep his college and football career going. Plays like that are the reason why.
Yeah.
So 3rd down, 16. Hedstrom alone in the backfield. This is where you got to be careful about him freelancing. Hedstrom, pressured, steps up, won't get away. A meeting of the minds at the quarterback. Both rush ends got to him, but it was finished off by Caleb Tensky of Riverside, who did not have a sack all season. He gets one there, a loss of 9, and it's 4th and a whole bunch.
Well, kind of the key to keep a guy like that from free to go with this great pressure defensively. And they're just getting overpowered there up front.
Barnes was also in there for Stanton. So they're going to try. Wins at his back. If Alarcon makes this, it's a new record for the All-Star game. The previous record, 46. Edwin Alarcon trying from 52 yards.
He's got the leg, as we mentioned before. Just got to hit it right. You got to get that thing moving straight.
Now the red team's going to talk it over. I mean, here's the thing. It's not a bad move with the high school rules, because if you miss it, you actually gain field position.
Yeah.
Because it's not like the NFL where you get from the place where the ball is missed from. They would get it from the 20 with the white team. So it's not a bad play, especially considering if you punt it here, they're probably getting it at the 20 anyway. So why not let the big man see if he can hit from long?
Teams will be exiting the field from the South Stadium.
Again, a 46-yarder. Devin Roth kicked that for Pierce in 2019 for the red team.
Gotta let him kick it, don't you? Come on now.
Yeah, let him
Let's have some fun.
Give him a shot. Give him a shot. In fact, somebody jump off sides a bunch. I want to see if he can hit from 60.
I think the conversation here, I don't think they're changing the play. I think they're going to kick it. I think the conversation now is protection.
Yeah. Yep, it will be Alarcon. Now, if you're the white team, here's something to keep an eye on. Drew Schmaderer is the holder. He's a pretty good athlete.
Yeah.
Really good receiver for Stuart. All right, here we go. Edwin Alarcon from 52 yards.
Come on, Edwin. Get there.
Oh, that got the distance. That got the distance.
Yeah.
He drilled it. Edwin Alarcon with room to spare. Go ahead, big man. 52 yards. Woo.
There you go. I love it.
Edwin Alarcon of Norfolk Catholic. That would have
been. You know, we're all celebrating. Can somebody check on that football? It might be injured.
That's in Platt Center, I think. Look at this kick.
Yeah. Got her.
Plenty to spare.
Yeah, it might have been good from 60.
Edwin Alarcon, young man, 52 yards, a new Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic record. My apologies to Devin Roth.
Yeah, you're yesterday's news, Devin. Sorry.
Exactly. And now the red team. All things told, though, that's a good stop for the white. There's still two scores.
You still got a chance.
2 scores down in this one. Couple of touchdowns, couple of 2-point conversions. You're in business, but they got to find a way to get this offense going.
Yeah, and time is of the essence here. 7-11 to go in the game. You got to score on this possession. You have to.
So Alarcon now will kick it away. How hilarious would it be if it only goes like 10 yards?
Hey,
after hitting
up
52 yards. Back deep, Sweeney and Kester for the white team. Alarcon puts a good leg into this one, into the end zone for the touchback. So white team will start the 20. You know, they don't do a special teams player of the game, which is a shame. They do offensive and defensive players of the game. But boy, Edwin Alarcon, that's a moment he will not soon forget.
Yeah. That's a great way to End your high school career, huh?
Well, and he's one of the guys, we talked about it. For some of them, this will be their last football game ever. That's the case for him, not playing football in college.
Yep.
So he gets a great memory in his last game. All right, so white team 1st and 10 from the 20. 2 receivers to either side. Probably going to see a lot of Peyton Penrose at quarterback the rest of the way. To the air. Pumps, fires, Werner. Look at the strength. I think they were going to do hook and lateral there, Lou. Wagner was streaking behind him. A great job by the red team to hold that up, but a nice job by Werner just to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, he had great, strong hands. You saw that Lynde came up from Crofton and tried to swat it away. You see him coming there. But look at the strength there in the hands and just to hold on to that football.
Yeah, Wagner was streaking behind him, thinking hook and lateral there. That's 2nd and 2.
You got to catch it cleanly and be quick if you do the hook and lateral.
Penrose to the air again, back to Werner again. I mean, that's a pretty good target. If you're trying to come from behind, just go ahead and
find the big fella.
Find the product of Elkhorn Valley, 6'4", 230. That's a pretty good frame.
Yeah.
Gets 3 and a first down. Third reception, 16 yards for the future Wayne State Wildcat. Looking forward to seeing them again here on NCN this fall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach Logan Masters. Penrose on the rollout quickly out the backfield. Shuffling his way across the 35 to the 37 is Wagner. Good to see him back out there. That's a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Absolutely a great thing to see Wagner back out there. I didn't think it was anything too significant. They did limp off the field, but again, you don't want to see kids ever get hurt. But certainly their last game here, you don't want to see it end with an injury.
Second after the gain of 6. Screen play. Set up well. First down and more down the far sideline into red territory. That Miles Nielsen, West Point Beamer connection there gets it out at the 47-yard line. And that's a gain of 18 and a first down.
Good call at that moment, and they made the most of it. But the pressure from that red defense has been good. At that time, kind of strung that out and threw that middle screen. Nielsen with a nice gain.
Fraction gain of 15. They're at the red 47. Penrose back to the air again. Too tall for Werner. That is the definition of overthrown. If it's too tall for a young man who's 6'4" and can leap.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Jorgensen on the coverage from the Wayne glued up.
That's a good job by Jorgensen, too, to play the man and not just look for the ball. I mean, made the tackle even though the ball wasn't caught, because a guy like that can bring that ball down. Even if you think he's not catching it, he can bring it down. If you don't play that tackle, he can make a big play on you.
2nd and 10. Penrose trying to get quick timing routes, able to find Wagner out of the backfield. He's knocked out of bounds across the 40 to the 38-yard line, close to first down yardage. It'll be 3rd and 1.
White putting together a nice drive here, right at the right time. This is what they need. A big thing here. Now we'll see if do you take a chance here? Maybe throw it on 3rd and 1, throw downfield?
Potentially. They've got it at the red 38. Definitely 4 down territory the rest of the way. They're going to split them 4 wide.
You run a play fake here, or you just run it straight ahead?
Penrose will go to the air. Little button hook route, right side. It is caught. First down. First reception of the day for Caden Kanak. Lions Decatur Northeast, probably the most underrated football player in the state of Nebraska. Young man rewrote the record books at Lions Decatur Northeast, literally. He owns every receiving record, single season and career, at Lions Decatur Northeast. He'll be playing football at Wayne State this fall. Got him 4 yards there and a first down. Now Penrose to the air. Flushed, fires, incomplete.
That's good move. Just get rid of the ball out of bounds. Don't force a play. Don't try to fit it into coverage. Just get rid of it and live for the next down.
Back to Caden Kanak. He had 32 receptions, 480 yards, 8 touchdowns this season. Actually, as a junior, had more than that. But he owns the school records for receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns, both single season and career at Lions Decatur and Northeast. The most prolific receiver that school has ever produced. He'll be a tight end at Wayne State.
Wayne State loading up on some pretty good Nebraska athletes at tight end, huh?
They are. Go 6'3", 230. 2nd and 10, Penrose. Flushed too tall, incomplete, good effort to try to get the pick. He was looking over the top for Hunter Swanson, but there was nothing there. Well covered, and it'll be 3rd down. So 3rd and 10 from the 34-yard line. And we know it'll be 4-down territory the rest of the way for the white team here. Folks, stick around. We've got our top plays coming up. Those are brought to you at the conclusion of the game by Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference.
White needs to be good here on these next couple of downs.
3rd and 10. Penrose over the top, has a man well covered. Did he catch it out of bounds? Brought it down, but out of bounds. Braylon Wegner of Bancroft Rosalie. That was well covered. Kotner Cook forced it out. Braylon Wegner, A for effort. You see it right there. Came down with the ball out of bounds.
That was close, but heck of a catch for him. That was probably to go. Got to get something on the board here.
4th and 10, ball at the 34-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. That's an empty backfield. Peyton Penrose, all by his lonesome in the backfield. And hold everything. We've got a timeout called. Somebody for White was lined up incorrectly. We'll take a timeout as well. Big 4th down play next. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Every business creates a ripple. Jobs created, families supported, local stores that thrive, and communities that grow stronger. At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we know a business account is more than numbers. It's the fuel behind the people who make our towns thrive. When you bank locally, your money builds more than businesses. It builds community. Elkhorn Valley Bank. There is a difference.
4th and 10 might be the ball game right here. White down 16. They need to keep this drive going. Penrose out of the gun. Pressured. Over the top. Looking for the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! That's what you do. You just find Corbin Werner in a one-on-one. Now the flag is down.
They're going to wave it off.
Are they going to say offensive pass interference?
They waved it off. I'm not sure what they're calling. I don't think they're calling anything. I think they just waved off the penalty.
They just waved off the penalty. So it's a touchdown, White team. That's what you do. You just set it up, let Corbin Werner win his one-on-one battle, which he is going to do more often than not.
You know, sometimes big and athletic wins, right? I mean, Werner, a big dude out there, goes up and gets that one. Great job. Over the top there of Jorgensen, who had pretty good position, quite frankly, but Werner just made the better play.
Now they got to get the 2-point conversion. Looking over the middle, it is. Did he catch that?
Nope.
He did not. Boy, it was a good effort But it's a 10-point game still. White team, though, gets on the board. This one's not over yet. 16-6, red team with the lead. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
20 kids, 1 SUV, and 1 mission. Snacks. Speedy Mart is where the snack squad rolls deep. Whether it's before the first pitch or after the final out, we've got drinks, treats, and all the fuel to keep your team going strong. Speedy Mart convenience stores. Quick, convenient, and always ready when the team rolls in. Speedy Mart. Snack strong, play strong.
At TC Amish Home, we want to help you live better, longer, with a complete selection of health-focused power chairs from Ultra Comfort. Ultra Comfort features zero-gravity positioning, giving you that weightless feeling and increasing your circulation. Elevate your feet, release tension, reduce swelling, and maximize blood flow. They are fully programmable to your customized settings. With the softest, easy-to-clean fabrics, the entire family is able to enjoy the benefits of your new Ultra Comfort power chair. Live better, longer with Ultra Comfort at TC Amish Home in Norfolk.
Well, there's never been a shutout in the history of the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic, and there still has never been because the white team's on the board. But it is still a 16-6 lead for the red team with just 4:42 to go. Now, the good news for the white team, they've got 2 of their timeouts left. The bad news is you probably have to kick it outside here because you're still down 2 scores.
Yeah, you're going to see an onside kick here. Red preparing for that.
Looks like Cash Honish will be kicking. The red team doesn't really know what to do here. They're sending guys back deep. Honish is on kicking it away.
I think they're going to do an onside kick. I'd be surprised if they kick it deep here.
Honish certainly not lining up like he's going to kick it deep. That is what he does, but it's not going to go far enough. Literally died after 6 yards. Well, that's a bummer.
Once again, another reference to my golf game right there.
Got a little standoff here over the ball at the 46.
Love it.
Yeah. Jagger Sims, I think that was.
Yeah.
And or no, that was Sam Weebelhouse and Casey Schnabel.
Yeah.
Certainly familiar with one another over the years. At the procedure penalty, it'll go back to the red team now, up 16-6 and in a great spot. Hey, folks, stick around. Our post-game show coming up. That is brought to you by our fine friends at Custom Sports. We thank them once again. All right, red team with great field position. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Looks like Callan Marshall back in at quarterback from Norfolk Catholic. Might see some new guys get some opportunities as well. They give it back to Timmerman. Bounces to the outside. Flag comes in. This one's going to come back. Timmerman, another great run for the young man. But a hold is going to bring it back. I almost wonder if you're Coach Ostermeyer, are you trying to get Timmerman in the end zone to kind of boost his chances of being player of the game? He has certainly earned it. Just no touchdowns for him today.
Well, I think he was a big game changer for this red team. I mean, he really, got things going.
My guess is it'll either be him or Gage Hedstrom. Hedstrom's had a great game here as well.
Yeah, both those guys. And you could pick up several offensive linemen, too.
Yes,
that you could
absolutely.
throw into that conversation.
Both teams get offensive and defensive players of the game. You'll hear from all 4 of them during our post-game show. All right, so 1st and 20, back in their own territory, the 49-yard line. I formation behind Marshall. Timmerman, the deep back. That's who they give it to. Timmerman found a little bit of a seam, still on his feet. Dragged for Ethan Kester about 4 yards before he was finally brought down at the 47-yard line. That's a gain of about 4. Bodon Sweeney was in there as well.
Timeout for the white team.
White calls timeout, stopping things here. Well, we got much more coming up for you tomorrow here on News Channel Nebraska. The high school rodeo finals live from Valentine, Nebraska here tomorrow afternoon. on NCN. Here's what we have coming up for you. That's the state rodeo tomorrow, starting at noon Central Time. Lou, you're in the bull riding competition tomorrow, right?
Yeah. I've been called a clown a lot, so I mean,
you'll be hiding in the barrels.
I will definitely be hiding in the barrels. Those guys, I mean, I respect those guys immensely, but they're crazy. I mean,
especially at the high school. It's like 15, 16-year-old kids. It's amazing, the skill level. You'll see it tomorrow here on NCN starting at noon, and then it's parade season. We got the Diller Parade, the Homestead Days Parade. I'll be there for the Norfolk Oddfellows Parade on America's 250th birthday. We've got the Ralston Parade as well. Fantastic that we've been able to add that. That is one of the top 4th of July parades literally in the country. That well-attended event, so you'll not want to miss any of that here on News Channel Nebraska this summer.
Favorite song is I Love a Parade. You come to the right place.
You absolutely have. 2nd and 16 for the red team. Marshall on play action. Looking over the top, nobody open. Now looking deep, looking for Koch, underthrown. Incomplete, flag comes in.
That'd be offense,
I think so. Tucker Mathews and Clarkson-Lee was in great position.
That's going to be on Panning, I think.
They were trying to get it, to Chase Panning of Crofton. That is indeed the case. That'll be offensive pass interference. Ball a bit underthrown. Mathews. Again, great position on that. Mathews, a really good offensive player as well for Clarkson-Lee. He was a 1,000-yard rusher this year. But again, it's one of those situations where it's like everybody's a 1,000-yard rusher here. You know, he's a young man who's very good on defense, and that's where he ends up. And Red's moving the wrong direction here.
Yeah, with a 10-point lead, I mean, again, it's an all-star game. I mean, a regular season game, you're probably not going to see those sort of plays with a 10-point lead this late in the game.
This will be 2nd down and I believe 31. Is that the math on that? Yeah, 2nd and 31 from the 38-yard line.
Not bad for a Michigan guy there.
I'm a Detroit Lions fan, so I'm used to 2nd and 31s. I'm just like, it's like a 2nd and 31. Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this before. Well, now we've got a stoppage and a timeout. Red team will call a timeout. We'll take one as well. 4:22 to go. Red team trying to finish off a win at the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
Superior healthcare never settles. It constantly expands access. It finds ways to do even more for more people. At Faith Health, formerly Faith Regional, our newly refined brand represents decades of commitment, advanced care, and forward progress. Our name and brand have changed to reflect who we are today and where we're going. But what hasn't changed is everything that makes us Faith. Our people, our mission, our excellence, our local heart. Rooted in faith and driven by innovation, Faith Health offers comprehensive medical services that transform lives and strengthen our communities. Faith Health. Higher standard, higher calling. Visit faith.health today to learn more or to schedule an appointment.
All right, 2nd down, about 1.5 miles for the red team. They're just going to keep it on the ground up the middle. I mean, this has been their best offensive play really all day. Just hand it off to Timmerman, see what he can do with it. He gets him almost to midfield on a gain of about 11. As the white team burns a timeout, it'll be 3rd down and long still, but I mean, it's fairly manageable. It'll be 3rd down and about 19. They gave him midfield, so a 12-yard gain there. 3rd and 19 upcoming for the red team. There's Coach Ostermeyer. Got his team to the championship game in Class D1, but boy, that Sandy Creek team, they were just an absolute juggernaut.
Yeah, that was a great team.
You know, it'll be interesting. You know, the new landscape of 8-man this year. You've got 3 classes in 8-man now. A lot of D2 teams from last year. Why not? St. Mary's, they're now part of that new Class D3 that will have its state championship game the same day as the 6-man state championship game. Both of those games will be played out of Koch Stadium in Kearney. So, you know, interesting how the landscape has changed. It's you know, you've kind of seen it coming with the 8-man game growing as much as it has. Enrollments kind of going down a little bit. I think the NSAA splitting it up into 3 classes that gives a chance for a lot more teams to get involved in the 8-man game. Moving up that enrollment eligibility as well, I think, is going to help a lot of teams stay solvent as football programs in the state of Nebraska.
Yeah, I totally agree, and it's going to be interesting with the movement and, see what happens.
3rd down and 19 from midfield. They'll just keep it on the ground. Timmerman, he's liable to pick it up. He's got room.
What a run.
Out across the original line of scrimmage, crosses the 40, and is down to the 37-yard line. He gave it his all, got 13 there. Won't be enough, but it'll be 4th down and much shorter than it could have been.
Very makeable now.
Yeah. Great blocking out front. He had a convoy. That was Christian Norby of Pierce leading the way. It'll be 4th down at about 6.
Yeah, that offensive line has done a great job for this red team, and then you've got a guy like Timmerman, guy that can follow blocks well and break tackles. They just give him the ball again here.
He's over 100 yards. Now it's 116 by my count on 13 carries. They are going to go for it on 4th down and 6. Try to put this game away. Coach Callan Marshall checking with Coach Ostermeyer. Now they'll call timeout and make a plan for 4th down. The music never stopped playing on the on the scoreboard either. So they're going to let everything get reset here. 3:17 to go in this one. Red team trying to put this one away.
Is that Tom Jones they were playing?
I think so, yeah. Minnie Ripperton. Hey, folks, we want to thank the board of directors of the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic for having us once again. We've been part of this in some way since day one, either radio or television. Andrew Carlson, the president this year, but you got Jason Konachek. He'll be the president moving forward. Darren Suxtorf, Cindy Rotter-Hansen, who does such a great job as secretary behind the scenes, working the logistics, getting this thing going. Dave Stoddard, Mark Bramer, Eric Kessler, Mike Sunderman, Chris Kuzier, Jackson Kant, Matt Skiff, Rod Brummels, Jeff Beller, and the entire committee. They do such a nice job. And I want to send a shout out. I don't know if he's watching tonight. Now, feet up on the sofa, retired the great Rich Rethwich, who was in many ways the brainchild of this game. He was the one who kind of got folks together and said, hey, we could probably do this in Northeast Nebraska. Now, 13th edition. It's been fun. 4th down and 6 for the red team. Hand off to Timmerman, didn't get there. Nice job by the white team to wrap them up. Finished off after a gain of about 3. Coming out of the pile there, that was Maverick Smith coming up from his linebacker spot to make the play. So it's not over yet. No timeouts for the white team. Down 10, 3:12 to go.
Yeah, you're going to need a heck of an effort here if you're going to come back and win, especially with no timeouts. You got to score twice and 3:12 to play. So we'll see if the white can come up. You're going to have a big play somewhere.
Probably see a lot more Peyton Penrose at quarterback, the future Concordia basketball player. We saw West Point Beamer in basketball a few times. Class C1 was just so deep this year. Any other year, that you felt like that's a team that had state aspirations, but that was a hard party to crack in Class C1 this year. Penrose, far side, incomplete. Boy, they just cannot get Cash Harnish the ball. Young man's been targeted 5-6 times. No receptions yet. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I got to believe you're going to throw to number 42 here. The big tight end Werner involved in this possession.
2nd and 10 from the 35. A big D line for the red team. The record for fewest points by a team in this game is 10. So the red team trying to break that. Also, still on pace for this to be the lowest scoring combined game ever. The lowest combined score, 17-10, 27 points. Penrose underthrew and Werner came back to get it. Incomplete. Great effort by Jarrett Werner. But nothing doing. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
A good diving effort there from Jarrett Werner. Almost came up, but I almost thought he caught it there for a second.
I feel like for an all-star game, you let him have that one, right?
Yeah.
Why not? It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the white team. I think that's why I never made it as an official. Let him have it. It's not how that works. Penrose gets the call from Coach Kuger. See what they can cook up on 3rd and 10. 3:04 remaining. Red team trying to win for the first time in 3 years. Would be just their 5th win ever in this contest. Penrose. This will be a swing pass out of the backfield to Skiff. Red team all over it. Skiff gets a couple, and that is all. It'll be 4th down and about 8. I think that was, that was Big Sam Weeblehouse in the backfield first. Didn't make the tackle, but blew up that play on a gain of 2.
Yeah, it's a timing play. That's the idea, is to break that timing.
7th different player to catch a pass for the white team tonight. But 4th and 8, probably it.
Yep.
You don't get the conversion here with 2.5 to go. Warner a little confused, now back in motion to his right. One of 3 receivers to Penrose's right. Movement up front, so they'll have a much shorter 4th down play. Poor Lane Bybee. Young man, he's played well defensively today. That is not how you want your name said in an all-star game.
Yeah. Giving the white team an extra chance here, a little bit closer. 4th down and 3 instead of 4th and 8. So.
Bybee was an incredible defensive player, by the way. 114 tackles, 19 tackles for loss for St. Mary's this year, 6.5 sacks.
Yeah, definitely a difference maker, really, on both sides of the ball for St. Mary's.
He'll be seeing some of his old buddies next week at the 8-man All-Star game. 4th and 3, wanting it all. Werner over the top, can't hold it in. Great coverage by Schmaderer of Stewart, breaking it up, making the play. And the white team will take, red team rather, will take over on downs.
Well, balling up just a little bit too much. Schmaderer recovered. That receiver was open there for a minute, but Schmaderer recovered and makes the play. And now it's really all she wrote. No timeouts left. Red team can run this thing out and get the victory.
Well, stick around, folks. Again, we will talk to our players of the game during the post-game, offensive and defensive players of the game. Congrats to Coach Johnny Ostermeyer. One of the good guys, too. I've had a chance to get to know him quite a bit up at Crofton over the years.
Yeah.
Always gracious with his time.
Yeah, easy fella to cheer for.
Yeah, absolutely. Bad snap. They're going to try to get Gage Hedstrom a few more stats. He gets a couple. Wrapped up, brought down by Cash Wickersham, among others.
I see a lot of games where about 5 or 6 minutes left and nobody had timeouts.
Yeah. They used them all up.
Yeah, both teams.
Second down and 8. They're going to let this clock run down as much as they possibly can. I want to congratulate all the players who were here this week. 25 of the players between these two rosters will be continuing their athletic careers in college, whether it's football or another sport. And that's not counting some of the athletes who weren't here this week. You know, some were at the Shrine Bowl, some who decided, elected not to do that. Some have enrolled early already. But Northeast Nebraska, oh, look out, some trickery. Timmerman trying to get a touchdown pass. Cash Honish, that young man just cannot get the ball in his hands. He had it on defense that time.
Yeah.
So Timmerman trying a trick play.
Kids that can go on and play, whether it's football or other sports.
Yeah.
Back in my day, I lettered in Yahtzee.
Folks, Lou was the master. He would hold that anything, that wild card until the very end. He's so good at it.
And wear those dark glasses.
No one better with a Yahtzee barrel in his hand than Lou Seifert.
That's kind of common knowledge.
He wants that on his tombstone. 3rd down and 8. Here's Brock Genito getting knocked out of bounds after a gain of about 5. But one thing that I learned early on in Nebraska when I spoke with Bob Jensen, the great publisher of Huskerland Preps, he said, if lights are on and there's football happening in Northeast Nebraska, it's probably high-quality football. The quality of athletes in this area, they show it year in and year out. We've seen it again here today. Just incredible athletes across the board, incredible programs, incredible tradition up here. It's fun to be a part of it.
No question about it. Bob's a wise man, and he's accurate. As you mentioned, as Bob mentioned, there's just great football across the board up in this part of the state.
WayneGage Hedstrom for one more play, dives forward, converts the fourth down.
Carried by Gage
Down to the 30-yard line.
The kids I think about, like right now, aren't the kids going on? The kids,
Yeah,
this is it.
Yeah,
This is the last time they put pads on.
like Gage Hedstrom.
Yeah.
You just saw it right there. He is not. Oh, he is playing in the 8-man All-Star game next week. Never mind. So he'll get one more crack at it. But yeah, you're right. There are a lot of guys for whom this will be it.
Great moment. Something you remember fondly, but bittersweet.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of these young men. And by the way, I want to shout out some young men who are in this game, not going on to college for athletics, but are enlisting. Parker Schmidt of Why Not enlisting in the Air Guard. Anthony Steppen of Crofton going into the South Dakota National Guard. Wow. So good luck to them. Here's Genetel up the middle. Oh, look out. Genetel trying to get to the end zone one more time. He gets across the 20 down to the 17-yard line on what will be the final play of this game. He did not get into the end zone, which has to be a weird feeling for him. He had 18 rushing touchdowns for Bloomfield as a senior. But that'll wrap it up. Congratulations, the red team. Defense gets it done today. It's the lowest scoring game in All-Star game history. The red team comes out on top for just the fifth time ever. The final 16-6. Red team victorious in the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
Coming up in a couple of minutes.
More than 1,900. Yes, our general surgeons, including Dr. Ryan Gary in Norfolk, performed more than 1,900 colonoscopies last year, helping to keep our community healthy. A colonoscopy is a simple, safe, quick, painless, and one of the most effective ways to prevent colon cancer. If you're age 45 or have a family history, it's time to schedule. Call the Yankton Medical Clinic Norfolk office at 402-844-8110. Colonoscopy screenings are one more way the Yankton Medical Clinic Norfolk location offers so much care so close to home.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Whether you're rolling up in a semi, pulling a horse trailer, heading to the lake with your boat, or just cruising in a car or motorcycle, Speedy Mart is your stop. Fuel up fast, grab your favorite snacks, stretch out with plenty of parking, and step inside for a roomy store and friendly faces. And hey, teams love it before and after the game. Speedy Mart convenience stores, fueled for every road.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do, just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
NCN Sports is brought to you by The Carpet Shop in Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska.
This is Christina Wemhoff from Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We know not everyone's home loan needs are the same, and that is why our lenders have both the practical experience and product knowledge to ensure your solution is a perfect match for your needs. So we invite you to come into your local Madison County Bank branch and talk to us about your dream home today. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
On your way to the big game or heading home after the win, Speedy Mart is the ultimate team stop.
Stay alive! Stay alive! Stay alive! Stay alive! You're bound stay alive at Speedy Mart.
Icy cold drinks? Check. Tasty snacks? Double check. Fast fuel and room for the whole crew? You know it.
Be aggressive! And make sure to go to Speedy Mart after the game.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
Big ideas, bold graphics, quality products you're proud to wear. That is Custom Sports. Custom Sports, custom graphics, quality products, and timely service you can count on.
On your way to the big game or heading home after the win, Speedy Mart is the ultimate team stop.
Stay alive! Stay alive! Stay alive! Stay alive! You're bound to stay alive at Speedy Mart.
Icy cold drinks? Check. Tasty snacks? Double check. Fast fuel and room for the whole crew? You know it.
Be aggressive! And make sure to go to Speedy Mart after the game.
Superior healthcare never settles. It constantly expands access. It finds ways to do even more for more people. At Faith Health, formerly Faith Regional, our newly refined brand represents decades of commitment, advanced care, and forward progress. Our name and brand have changed to reflect who we are today and where we're going. But what hasn't changed is everything that makes us Faith. Our people, our mission, our excellence, our local heart. Rooted in faith and driven by innovation, Faith Health offers comprehensive medical services that transform lives and strengthen our communities. Faith Health. Higher standard, higher calling. Visit faith.health today to learn more or to schedule an appointment.
16-6 Red Team victorious in the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. The winning head coach, Johnny Ostermeyer, standing by with Tyler Murphy. Tyler?
We have the winning head coach for the red team, Johnny Ostermeyer, here. Now, Coach, it seemed like it was a battle in the trenches. What did you have to do to get this win here today?
Yeah, I mean, very tough battle up front. You know, the biggest thing is our O-line the second half really started to dominate, really started to get the nice angles. We wanted to get those good holes for our running backs to hit. Once our running backs started hitting holes, then they were gashing them here and there.
Yeah, and so, I mean, Timmerman, offensive player of the game. How did he really make a huge impact for you here today?
Just his tough-nosed running. I mean, he runs hard. His feet don't stop. You know, and he bounced off, I'd say, 2 or 3 tackles that a couple times would have been a tackle for a loss or a short gain, and then all of a sudden, you know, he busted out for another 10. So between him and Brock Jonto had some really nice runs in there too. And then with Gage, Hedstrom, and Marshall at quarterback, I mean, a lot of athletes on the field.
And so, I mean, I saw the Gatorade bath. How does it feel to get the win here today right now?
It's amazing. You know, I wanted it for these boys, and I wanted it for, you know, they kind of had a chip on their shoulder, being a lot of 8-man players, stuff like that. They heard that all week, and I'm like, it doesn't matter, guys. Football's the same, whether it's 8-man or 11-man. You know, it's still 10 yards for a first down. It's still blocking and tackling, all the basics you got to do to be good.
Well, thank you for your time here today, Coach, and congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
And now we have the defensive player of the game. Congrats on getting the defensive player of the game.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be able to get that award and the win here today?
It feels good. You know, you come in at the beginning of the week not really knowing everybody on the team, but then you kind of the brotherhood you create, and then you come out on Friday night and really get it done together. So
yeah, and so walk me through a little bit about that brotherhood, you know, just being out here for a couple minutes and then getting that win. How did you guys do it here today?
Yeah, so you don't know everybody as good as you would at the end of the week, but at the beginning you come in, you meet new people, and then you're working together at practice, you're competing towards each other, and then you compete towards the game. So just kind of something special.
So how does it feel? How are you going to celebrate tonight?
Oh, I don't know. It's a great question. Probably go to bed. Go to bed, probably.
Going to get a good night's rest.
Yeah,
well, congrats on the award and congrats on the win here tonight. Have a good one. Now we have the offensive player of the game here for the red team, Nathan Timmerman. Nathan, congrats. How does it feel to be the offensive MVP and as well as to get the win?
It feels good. O-line's been blocking great all week. They took it upon themselves, a little chip in the shoulder. White team said that they had a better O-line, so they took that upon themselves to be better.
And so how does it feel, you know, to actually have that better O-line here for that night, to get you all those yards and to finally, you know, just get the win here?
It feels good. You know, they battled hard. The O-line battled hard all night. It makes them feel good because, you know, they get to work together with people that they had to go against all these years, and they finally get to work with them.
And so what is the next steps for you? How are you going to celebrate as a champion tonight?
I don't really know yet. I got to go see what my friends are up to, I guess.
And get a good night's rest.
Yeah.
Well, Timmerman, thank you so much.
Yep.
Congrats on the win and on the award. Back to you up top.
Tyler Nathan Timmerman did not get in the end zone, 14 carries, though 129 yards, and Lou, we talked about it. He was really the guy who, once they got him involved in the offense, that was what allowed the Red to get off the schneid after the half and get their offense going, and eventually did get into the end zone.
Yeah, he really kind of got them in a rhythm offensively, and a lot of help, as we've mentioned several times, from that offensive line. But his running, and that started the second quarter there, they started to really establish that, and then he was just a tough customer to bring down tonight for that white team. Timmerman's a heck of a player.
100 yards on his own in the second half. 129 for the game. All right, let's take a look at our top plays brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank. For all of your banking needs, Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there is a difference. 13th Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. The white team has won 2 in a row. 4 of the last 5 red team trying to change things, and this was all about defense early on. First quarter, white team trying to get something going. A little swing pass out of the backfield. Maverick Smith, the Guardian Angel Central Catholic, moves the ball, but drives were stalling for both sides. Second quarter, here's Gage Hedstrom of St. Mary's in trouble, but as he did so many times, able to work his way out of it. Gets it downfield looking end zone, but it's intercepted. This toward the end of the first half. That interception by Tucker Sharnick of Archangels Catholic. We were scoreless heading into the halftime locker room. But in the third quarter, red team started to get the offense going. How about a little modified tush-push? Gage Hedstrom, 8-man's all-time leader in touchdowns scored. He gets one in the All-Star game from 3 yards out. That gets the red team on the board. Extra point, no good. It's 6-0 red team at that point. They would tack on another one, though. Staying on the ground, handing off to Grady Welke of O'Neill. He's in, and the red team is up big. 13-0 they have the lead. Look at this big hit. Yeah, it's an all-star game, but they're still hitting hard. Planted to the turf there. A great play made defensively by the red team. Fourth quarter, how about Edwin Alarcon setting a new record, lining it up. This is a 52-yard field goal. Folks, it would have been good from 60. No doubt about it. Sets a new record of the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic for longest field goal made. Edwin Alarcon of Norfolk Catholic getting the congratulations of his teammates. The big man with the big leg making it a 16-point game. White team trying to come back, but they would end up running out of time in this one. They would get a pretty good drive going. Peyton Penrose, the West Point Beamer quarterback, connecting downfield, looking for the pass, but it's incomplete. He tried to get it to Braylon Wegner of Bancroft Rosalie. They would eventually connect deep downfield on a play in the end zone. to Corbin Werner, the future Wayne State Wildcat, but not enough. The red team, they get to dump the water on head coach Johnny Ostermeyer because they get the win 16-6, winning their 5th ever Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. So that'll about wrap things up, folks. We got much more coming your way tomorrow with the high school rodeo championships here on News Channel Nebraska. Coverage will start at noon Central Time, 11 o'clock Mountain, right here on NCN. Lou, good to see you. We'll see you again in the fall.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's not far away.
We will have the schedule as soon as we know it, folks. It'll be here before you know it. High school football season is right around the corner. It gives you plenty of time to get set by following us on social media at NCN Sports on all the socials. Follow us there, and you'll be staying up to date with all the latest in high school sports. For my broadcast partner, Lou Seifker, Tyler Murphy on the sidelines, Connor Luby and Paul Hires in the NCN truck, along with the entire NCN Sports crew. My name's Eric McKay. You've been watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in transparent lending that is clear from the start, with straightforward conversations and terms you understand before you sign. No hidden surprises, no gotchas down the road, just honest financing with fast, local decisions